No. Okay, so I figured out one of us has to be on for the song to play. So I put myself in and just stared at the screen.
Well, one day we'll have a graphic and a song going together.
It said I had a feeling it wasn't going to play the beginning because it said there was going to be no audio while I was off. So I added myself back in.
Maybe next time we'll finally figure it out.
Well, no, I think that's one of us has to be on. I think so. I think I got on soon enough that most of the song played. And by the way, I'm Omnidog, and this is Omnidog's Vault. And Baturdays in the BatCave is the show tonight. I'm joined, as usual, by the Minister of Comics. How's it going?
I'm doing great, and I'm really happy to have a special guest on tonight.
That's right. We have our sponsor on here, and that's right. Oh no, that's not Lloyd Wong's comment that I wanted to highlight. We have our sponsor, DyingBreedCollectors.com. John, and Lloyd says, well, if you have a special guest that's also your sponsor, I guess I don't need to remind you to plug your sponsor. I'm out of a job today. Lloyd's always the one that reminds me about Dying Breed Collectors. How's it going, Johnny?
Excellent. Lloyd should get his own private discount code today, I think. That's pretty nice of him to be plugging me for free like that, or reminding you to plug me. So I appreciate that, Lloyd. Thank you.
Lloyd, keep that in mind now.
Yeah, man.
He said it on the air.
Yeah, you can go back and show me. So
Hayden setting up the code perfectly with his comment.
Yeah, right. Good man. Did we finally replace Tyler?
Well, we will be able to tell you, Hayden, in a few minutes. Today is Batman Day. I have a where is Show Me Your Shirt guy, because I actually am going to show you my shirt for free.
He can use it for whatever weird project he's doing this for.
Yeah. So
there's a guy who always asks Jess about his shirts. That's why he always asks to show off his shirt.
Did you get that just for today, or did you have that in your closet just for any day? And it just
I fully admit that I had it in my closet for any day, and today turned out to be the right day.
I like it. I wore this shirt today because it was next in line, and then I was going to change into a Dying Breed Collector shirt, and I was like, wait, no, this actually makes way more sense tonight, so stick with this. Do you have a Batman shirt? I got to point the right way.
I don't. I used to have two of them, and they went out of the rotation because they were old and starting to get worn out. So I didn't get some new ones. So I'm the lame one tonight.
That's okay. You know, there was a point, I swear.
Okay, we can get rid of him and just be us now.
All right, all the Batman dudes. So there was a point where I was legit going to just get like all Batman shirts, the yellow logo, and just like a cartoon character every day wear a Batman shirt. I had like 3 or 4 at one point, but I don't know, it just went to the wayside. But it was a thought. It was definitely going to happen. So
I have all these to show I like Batman.
Are those your dolls?
Good.
Yeah,
those are some of your dolls.
Yeah, at least I don't buy doll clothes for them like Tyler does.
Uh-oh. You froze.
Shouldn't have talked about Tyler like that. That's what you get. Instant karma. So do you have a Batman shelf? Because I also have my Batman shelf right behind me. He has his own everything. Do you have that?
Oh, nice.
Setup? Yeah.
I do. Yeah. Taylor, you're frozen, just so you know.
Mr. Freeze got him. How appropriate for Batman.
You're frozen.
Wait, was his head always in the picture, or did that just slide in slowly? I'm not sure. It kind of blends in with the wall and the poster.
Yeah.
Over there.
My Batman shelf is right there at the top.
Okay. Very nice. I'm sure we're going to get into this. Like we're talking Batman today. We're going to deep dive into the Caped Crusader, right? Like we're going to
it's anything you want to talk about. Batman. collected editions that are upcoming that you want, or collected editions that you want to exist.
Oh, dude. We should also, I forgot to tell you guys, we should give away a Batman collected edition. In fact, I brought one that we can do later when it's appropriately timed. But
look at our sponsor. He's going crazy.
Cape Crusader Volume 5. These are sick, dude. Do you guys collect these? The like epic collections, but they're not epic collections of Batman? These are amazing. Do you have them?
I don't, but I know that a lot of people do. Here, wait, let me do this. There we go.
I knocked out my Ethernet cable, turning my computer around.
Oh,
the internet immediately went off.
Explain it.
So not only are we going to have a new code, but you're giving away a book. What are the parameters of your giveaway? Any idea?
I don't know. We'll ask a fun question. I don't know. See, I think we should just do like pick the best answer. I like that.
Okay.
Sometimes, like doing it in like the order it comes in doesn't always work because some people have a lag and then they feel cheated. So I'm like, how about we just go with the answer I like for a question?
I like that. I like that because it's subjective, and that way we can totally be jerks and pick something
pick the worst
just
one if we
piss
want to.
people off. Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
So you were that kid on the schoolyard, huh, Jess? You love to pick kids last, and you love to leave kids out, huh?
I'm that adult.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't know if I was that kid, but I'm that adult.
Maybe he got picked on as the kid, and now he's turning the tables because he's the guy with the camera in front of him. I like that.
Maybe. That could be the case.
Could be.
Are you wearing a red Batman shirt, Taylor?
I'm just wearing a Coke shirt. Best pop ever. Because we call it pop up here in Pittsburgh. We don't call it soda.
Oh, you do call it pop there. Okay.
Yeah. Nobody. You only hear people call it soda in Pittsburgh if they're not from Pittsburgh. If they moved here from somewhere else.
I thought that was just a Wisconsin thing, but it's a Pennsylvania thing too, huh?
It's a Chicago thing. Pop? You're saying pop, man? Like soda? It's pop. What do you call it? Soda?
We called it Coke.
Everything was Coke. One of those people? Okay.
Yeah, I was a Coke guy.
It's very confusing. I used to live in Kentucky for 2 years doing my master's degree, and you'd ask for a Coke, and then they say, what kind? And you say a Sprite or a Pepsi. It's so confusing.
Yeah, I've heard that it was like that. That's really weird. Interesting.
Okay, so Illinois and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania are all pop places. Yeah. I like that, especially when you hear it with the accent. Can I have a pop? May I? Do you want a pop?
We don't really say it like that.
No, I was thinking more of Chicago and Wisconsin.
Do I sound like that? Sausage? Do I sound when you're saying sausage? Is that a thing? Do I sound like I'm from Chicago?
No, actually, I meant Wisconsin.
Oh,
they say it like pop.
Do you say Dub Bears?
I don't, dude. Although Tyler was wearing a Bears hat last stream when you were doing the late night toy thing with Omar. Jess, I really got to ask him about that because he's in Missouri, right? Why was he wearing a Bears hat? So confused.
He has no allegiases. He just picked.
He's in Mississippi.
Well.
This is a long story. He's in Mississippi and he roots for 17 of the NFL teams.
Okay,
and he has reasons for all of them. He roots for Chicago because he has relatives in Chicago. Then he also roots for Dallas because Dak Prescott went to Mississippi State. Then he sometimes roots for the Rams because Cam Akers came from his hometown.
Why do you know
for the Rams?
This is awesome.
But he also rooted for the 49ers in 2019 because
that was a bandwagon type.
That was a bandwagon team. Okay. He has no allegiance, and I wish he was in the chat because I love to blow him up about that all the time. He doesn't really. He's not a fan. I'm just going to say it right now. He's not really a football fan because he's got like 14 teams he roots for. You got to pick a team.
Well, he is in the 49th state for happiness. In a list of happiness for states, Mississippi is number 49. So we should probably cut him some slack. Yeah, out of 50.
That's not good. No. That's almost the worst, in fact. Like, it's really close. He's a Lou. Wait, last sports thing real quick. Aren't the Mets playing the Phillies today, Jess? Is that a thing?
It could be. The Mets are like 5 games under 500, so I've started to lose interest.
But I need them to beat the Phillies this weekend so the Braves can slide in. So help me out.
Why do you want the Braves? Why are you rooting for the Braves?
I can't root for the Cubs anymore, bro. Wrong arm. I've got this huge Cubs tattoo, and I can't root for them anymore because a lot of things. They traded everybody from my World Series team. They traded everybody.
this conversation is going south quickly. What do you mean, man? You have to be true to your team no matter what. You get a tattoo.
I was that way before they won the World Series, man. This tattoo was there before then. They had my allegiance, and then they have not done right by us fans since they won that championship.
I'm gonna fall asleep all this sports talk.
You would never make it. You would never make it as a Mets fan. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
62 years of disappointment. So
yeah, I got you beat, but you did beat the Cubs in 2015. So that's the last thing I'll say.
Okay.
All right.
And Jess at 8:12, Phil Duran has a good Batman comment talking about the new McFarlane Toys announcements with the 3 Jokers line.
Okay.
And there is one figure out of that line that I really do want. The new Batgirl looks awesome.
Oh, you know what? We should show that. So let's see. Let me see if I can figure out how to find it.
So they have 3 new Jokers from the 3 Jokers book. They have a Red Hood with a crowbar. They have a Barbara Gordon as well, and a new Batman, because McFarlane hasn't done enough Batman figures yet. They've only done at least 1,000 already.
Can I show off McFarlane? I brought one myself. Does anybody else have this? The black and white statue, but it's colored. It's like the 100th statue, so you're not far off with how many he's made. Does anybody else do these?
Is that the one that got signed?
It's not signed. It's just the painted one. I think it was like 1 out of 500 or 350. It was a small run.
I'm confusing it with the McFarlane Batman 2.
Yes, that just came right. That was the Target special. I did not get that because I have this, and it's kind of better in my opinion.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's sick. Yeah, I also got this. I came prepared, man. I got this poster of that image that I had to get. I got this off eBay. This is pretty sick too. I think it was a con exclusive. I don't know which convention, but pretty sick, man. Are you guys fans of McFarlane doing Batman? Do you like it?
I'm fine with him drawing anything.
We just weren't fans of year 2.
What was that? Say that again.
We didn't like year 2 like Omar does. Omar likes year 2 better than year 1.
Yeah, that's a weird
fan of year 2.
Hey, I have to talk to him about that because I got.
We did a whole show about it that you can watch.
Yeah, with him.
We did a whole show with Omar about year 2.
It
was basically me and Jess roasting him for an hour. That was fun.
I love that, and I will definitely check that out tonight.
Yeah, check it out. It's in our back. It's in our back catalog.
I'll check it out.
Let me see if I can find the new brand of McFarlane toys. Let's see. There's McFarlane Toy Store is not McFarlane Toys DC Direct. Let's see if I can get any images from there.
Jake Rocco says he got the Marvel Legends Maestro in. That's a cool figure too.
Taylor, was it you that reposted on Instagram last week the wave 2 of the Marvel Legends Spider-Man retro? Did you repost that, or was it somebody else?
I think it might have been someone else, but I am excited about a lot of those.
Dude,
I'm excited about the Hammerhead and the Shocker. Look really cool.
Yeah, man. And like when they're doing things like Hammerhead, I'm like, they're probably going to go all the way and do everybody else. I mean, that's obscure enough. I mean,
well, if you look at the Galactus tiers that they have for those, people who invested in the Galactus Hasbro Lab, they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel for those extra tier figures.
Don't rub it in.
Who is it, Jess? It's that one Herald. Its name is something Morg or Mork and Mindy. What was it?
I think it was Morg.
It's like the most random characters because they've done everybody. At this point, they're just redoing characters.
Yeah.
So is that the thing that was like the Sentinel kind of thing, like that you had to do the investment for before they built it? I was hearing about this recently. It's that same concept, right?
And the more they go, the more figures you get with it. Right now, you get that. We think it's called Morg. You also get a Silver Surfer that attaches to it.
That's sick.
But we already have a Silver Surfer, so it's one of those things where I think some people are like, I already have one, but
does that one attach to Galactus?
I guess not.
There you go. That's their selling point. I'm not saying it's cool, but that's their selling point.
But I did just get this Red Hood the other day, so I'm not going to be getting this new McFarlane Red Hood. I love this thing. It's so awesome. Jess, isn't the actual face sculpt painted with like car paint?
The head, yeah. The head, let me highlight
awesome.
You.
I think this is definitely my favorite McFarlane figure now.
Yeah, it's great. That is car paint.
It's this and the Hellbat.
Those are your 2 favorites?
Yeah, they're tied for number 1. Awesome.
Those guns fit in those holsters, right?
They do.
That's a pretty sick addition. I like that a lot. That's very practical.
And the one that we'll look at whenever Jess finds it in 20 minutes will it has
his website is really lame.
He has a crowbar instead of guns with the new one.
Oh, Jiminy Crickets. Just show me your new stuff. Why is this so hard? DC Direct, huge success, blah, blah, blah.
Doc Collector has a great comment, Jess, at 821.
Well, you're going to have to tell me what it is because I'm still on his...
I remember the days when Taylor said he wouldn't collect figures. Jess corrupted him. Yes, it's one statement that Jess said, you're not a real comic. You're not a real figure collector. And now I have 30 figures.
I love it.
So when you say figures, are you just referring to action figures? Does this include statues? Would you say statues if they were statues? How do you? It's all the same.
Statues are way too rich for my blood. I just collect McFarlane figures. I collect Marvel Legends, and I collect Star Wars Black Series, and that's it.
You do Black Series? I have. I'm kind of picky about them, but I have the Darth Vader Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary one because I'm big.
I want that one so bad, but it's so hard to get.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's hard to get. Yeah, now it is. At least
would you have any interest in a New Hope one that the package is slightly open? Because I would just give it to you if you want it.
I wouldn't say no to that.
Okay, because that's why I bought the Empire one because I accidentally stepped on it when I was moving a while ago, and it the case cracked open, and I was like, "No, I'm one of those collectors." I'm
an out of box collector.
So perfect for you then.
Yes, this works out perfectly for me. Thank you.
There you go. I love it.
Super Squad D's in the chat.
Super
Tyler,
Squad D.
Please stick around for the code.
For
my man.
Don't have an allegiance to any real football teams.
I guess not. I think I got you put on blast accidentally, dude. I was just asking about your Bears hat. Then I heard you weren't a real fan. I don't know what's going on.
Well, since Tyler is here, it seems like a perfect time to announce our new code for the night, right?
I think that's a good idea. Yeah. Dude.
Okay. 10%. This is good for the 10% off at Dying Breed Collectors for the rest of the month. Is that correct?
Sure. I was going to do till next Monday, but I like your idea way better. That sounds way cooler.
You said 10%. Well, we're halfway through the month anyway, so there's only a couple weeks left.
I'm down, man. I can just click a button and make that happen.
So it's dyingbreedcollectors.com, and the code this month for 10% off there is Taylor, not Tyler.
The best code ever. Thanks, Hayden. Hopefully Hayden's still in the chat.
Taylor, not Tyler, is the code for the chat for 10% off all books in the store at dyingbreedcollectors.com.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Business card there if you want to check that out. There you go.
Okay. Wait, do it again. I'll highlight you. There we go.
There we go.
Collectors.
Very fancy. Oh, yeah. I'm doing YouTube stuff now, too, a little more often. So if anybody is interested in checking out my YouTube channel, it is also How Could I? Don't worry, man. We can spin that table around.
It wasn't even hard to convince him, Tyler. All we said is, here's the code. Oh, great. It wasn't even hard.
No, I'm put on blast. This is unbelievable.
Well, you're on our show, so you're on our side tonight. Whenever
I guess
Tyler has on his show, you can be on his side.
Who knows what next week holds? You will find out. Yeah, exactly.
That's actually funny from James Abel. Oh, Hayden saying you're welcome. There we go.
Thanks,
Just
Hayden.
how many figures has Tyler FOMO'd you into buying? Let's see. He's actually helped me slash a bunch of pre-orders. But there is one figure, the Sentinel Miles Morales, and when I say Sentinel, that's the company. They're the ones that did this Iron Spidey right here with the tentacles. And Miles Morales, this is the coolest figure in my collection, but I haven't opened Miles Morales yet. And that is the one figure that Tyler FOMO'd me into getting. It was a GameStop exclusive, I think.
There's one figure I FOMO'd you into buying, Jess, the awesome deluxe Boba Fett from the Black Series line that you didn't want to get, and I forced you to.
Yes.
All I had to do was post my cool action figure photography picture, and you caved.
I bought it immediately. That is true.
It is a great feeling to FOMO someone into something.
You should get a cut of that sale then, right, man? Like 10% for like
What do you think?
The best is challenging somebody and having them end up with 30 when they didn't have any before that. That's the best feeling.
I guess I'll never know how that feels. He's just lashing out. He's an angry child throwing a tantrum.
Wait, I get it. The question is, who is a fake action figure fan? Answer: Taylor, not Tyler. Oh,
thanks, Marcello. I think Marcello, right?
Marcello, just subscribe to Dying Breed Collector's channel.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. We're up to 60. That's a nice round number. Thank you.
This is who I need. Kenny, can you do me a favor? You know how to get everything toys related, and I cannot find the McFarlane figures that were just posted. Kenny, it's a new Batgirl. Who else is it? Taylor?
It's 3 Jokers from the Three Joker line, and it's also three Jokers from the Three Jokers book, and a Red Hood,
and a Red Hood,
and then finally a new Batman,
and a new Batman, version. And a new Batgirl.
Right.
Kenny, you're good at finding all those toy things. Can you find me and send me a private message in Facebook, the link? I would appreciate it because you're really good at finding that stuff. You always post it in Crypto's Den. So thank you in advance. Jess, did you ever pay Tyler for the toys he sent that took forever? I paid him 2 months afterwards. I did pay him, but it was 2 months afterwards. Happy Batman Day, Brian. Welcome to the show. Good to have you. Sentinel did a freaking sweet Deadpool that I would probably sacrifice Tyler for. Sentinel does make good products. Let's see. This is not a Batman question, but it's a free-flowing show, so I'll allow it. And Man 40 is a good follower of ours. Does anyone know how the Ahmed Miles Morales series is doing? I've not heard anything about it, and I'm contemplating buying the trades that are out so far. Do you either of you know anything about?
I'm not caught up on the series now. I still haven't read the second half of Bendis's run.
Yeah, I don't do much modern stuff, actually. I'm not a fan of modern art, so that's not going to be.
What kind of what's your favorite era then?
So I would go 1962 to 1993.
Really? Okay, so you're like silver, bronze, half 100%. Of the early modern age.
Yeah, once things start getting colored digitally, I think it's a big turnoff. So, like, for some reference, like with DC, right around Night Quest, that kind of era. With Marvel, right after Age of Apocalypse and like the Heroes Reborn stuff, like the coloring, it just doesn't do it for me anymore. Because, like, I don't know, when I think of a comic book, I think about when I was a little kid and what they looked like, and that doesn't look like what it was when I was a kid. So, yeah. Okay.
Well, that's fair. And Man 40, maybe somebody in the chat knows about it, and they can answer your question, hopefully.
Max Appleman has a thought about it.
Okay.
829.
Oh, good. I'm fully caught up in Man 40, and they're fun. They read really quickly, too.
That's good.
And is Ahmed the writer?
Yeah, Saladin Ahmed, who did Black
Saladin
Bolt.
Ahmed.
I've only read one book by him, but Black Bolt was one of the best books I read that year.
I agree with
high hopes.
Yeah, I'm going to wait until both of those are collected. Sorry, guys, you're not getting me to buy the trades so you get Omnis anymore. That is not happening.
Jess, are you still in Crypto's Den?
I already posted the link for 3 Jokers figures in Crypto's Den. Okay.
Did both of you read 3 Jokers? I would assume you did.
I did not. I did not.
Okay, maybe I am into more modern stuff than you. Even I read that. Come on.
I read it.
Feel free to talk about it.
Well, Jess is really fatigued on the Joker, so he's not. I think he wasn't interested in reading it.
Well, and then the Omni Bros really had. Okay. Thank you. It's posted right here in the. Thank you, Kenny. Good. Okay, now I've got the figures. I mean the pictures.
I think Jess likes the Joker as a character, but he's just fatigued because DC uses him so much. They pound him into the ground.
Agreed.
That
Actually,
is correct.
and I also have him tattooed on my body. He's right there on my forearm, Joker. So pretty big Joker fan, and even I can admit that he's overused, but that's because he sells for them, so it makes sense. But yeah, it's overdone.
It's just best for the Batman universe if the Joker comes in every once in a while and is terrifying, then leaves for a while. It's just he's not scary anymore if Joker has his own title that's being published. Yeah, that's not the best for me because that's way too much of him. It's like seeing a scary monster in a movie the entire time. You have to have it jump out every once in a while, then go back into the shadows. Otherwise, they're not very scary.
Have you ever read the 1970? It might just be 1970, but it's 1970 something Joker series. It was like a 1 through 9. It's collected in the omnibus. You ever read that?
I haven't.
It's pretty awful.
Jess looks really distraught. Are you okay?
Because I know
up on it, Jess. Just give up on looking this up.
No. I am getting this put up.
Show.
This is happening. You guys keep talking about whatever you want to talk about, and I am getting this shown. I can at least show the photo collage of all of them. That's good. I can do that. Yeah. Wait, let's get rid of that. And we will share that. Get out of here, stupid.
So can I reply to one of the comments from Prisco10? I don't know if I
this one?
Yeah, that one. So it's funny you say that because my only experience with Geoff Johns has been Flashpoint, which has a thing called the Cosmic Treadmill, which I found so ridiculous that I can't take him serious as a writer anymore. Even if he's great in anything else he writes, that just like ruined it for me. So it kind of was up to my standards as far as expectation goes, to be honest. So it's kind of interesting that you said that. Yeah, I didn't dig that. Do you guys like him as a writer for like other stuff?
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, I love Geoff Johns.
Wow. Well, okay. Is there stuff better than Flashpoint? Like, do you agree with my comment that it's kind of goofy or no? Just the Cosmic Treadmill thing. The rest of the story was okay.
Jess will not agree with you.
You love Flashpoint?
I grew up, and I actually have an action figure that is I can get of Flash and Kid Flash with the Cosmic Treadmill, and it's in the package still.
So you're saying Geoff Johns didn't create it; he just used it in the.
Yeah, I know, but the Cosmic Treadmill.
That is a good point.
The Cosmic Treadmill is part of my childhood, so I grew up with it. So I dig the Cosmic Treadmill. That doesn't mean your opinion's not acceptable. All opinions are valid in the chat and on this show. So in the chat and on this show, I'm not going to speak for the rest of the internet, but this show accepts all opinions, and Prisco10 loves Geoff Johns.
So if I wanted to love Geoff Johns too, what should I read? Tell me.
Green Lantern.
Batman Earth 1
thing, right? And Earth 1
is Batman Earth 1.
It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, he
Batman
did
Earth 1.
Yeah. I've got that for sale.
Justice Society, JSA. That was great.
His Shazam book is awesome.
So if I did want to get into that Green Lantern, is that a good jumping on point, or should I read something? Yeah, I could just open those books.
The 90s stuff is garbage, and most people admit that. It's just not good. They took the character to weird spots where he's possessed by Parallax and he's becomes the Spectre, and it's not really good. And Geoff Johns kind of I wouldn't say retcons it, but he uses it. He ties it up in a neat bow and moves on. And it's a great jumping on point for anyone who is interested in Green Lantern.
Oh, and he wrote my favorite Justice League ever was the New 52 Justice League. Screaming Fingers is right. Justice League New 52 is awesome.
And Aquaman.
New 52 Aquaman is awesome.
He made Aquaman really cool.
He did.
That's impressive. I can't believe you just said that sentence.
The first issue was him showing you that Aquaman is cool and bringing up all the things that people say this is why he's lame and showing you how it's incorrect.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give it a shot. Like, I'm totally open-minded about it. But yeah, I didn't dig what I had read.
I assume this is a reference from me that with my Cosmic Treadmill and Flash. I assume that's a comment for me.
I think so. That's what he's referring to.
Fine. But let me share
with Kenny Crayley that Geoff Johns Superman stuff is fantastic, specifically Secret Origins. That's a great origin story for Superman.
Yeah, totally.
Just read anything except Three Jokers. That's funny. Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't the best second book from Johns to read.
No, but did you guys dig the art? Because I really thought it was very like reminiscent of Killing Joke, Brian Boland. Like it was very good artwork, and that's coming from the guy who just said he hates modern artwork. So
I heard the artwork was fantastic.
I mean, it's Jason Fabak, so he's great. I just think Jason Fabak is better whenever he's unconstrained by a 9-panel grid because he's like a big action movie, like a big screen artist. Okay. I didn't think he fit the 9-panel grid very well, even though I think his art is still great, and it just isn't his style.
Okay,
that I'm used to.
Dang, okay. That's 3-pack. Is it a 3-pack? The Joker one?
I'm not sure if it's a 3-pack. They've never done a 3-pack before. They've only done 2-packs. I could be totally wrong though.
Let me go to the website. 3 Jokers. Splash 3 Jokers.
I'm not into that Batman.
Picks all themed around the recent comic series 3 Jokers. We're now 3 looks. The comedian, the criminal, and the clown. In addition, a new Batgirl. No word on price, exclusivity, or release date.
You can't even pre-order them yet, so it's hard to tell.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't know that it's a 3-pack, but I also don't know that it's not. But the point is, this Batgirl is awesome.
She's sick.
I do need that.
How many points of articulation?
Yeah, I think they have 22 points of articulation with McFarlane.
That's wild.
Is that bigger there?
Is that the standard for all of them?
What's that?
There, yeah, I made her a little bigger.
And Jess loves McFarlane's because they have toe articulation, unlike most figures.
That's a big deal because it adds to posability.
I would agree.
And Phil says that pre-orders will be up next week.
Sorry, is the 22-point thing like a standard for all McFarlane toys?
All the boxes usually say 22 points of articulation.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if Hellbat does, though. I feel like he doesn't.
Okay.
Looking at him, it looks like he has about 4 points of articulation.
Right.
But that doesn't matter. He just looks good standing there.
So thanks, Phil Duran. Pre-orders will be up next week. I'm definitely going to pre-order that Batgirl for sure. The Red Hood is cool, but I already have a Red Hood that I think looks better.
Red Hood? This Red Hood already looks better?
No, I think the one I have looks better.
I think so too. This
I'm not gonna get that one.
This Batgirl, I do love the first Batgirl because she's sort of like from the White Knight Sean Murphy verse. But this one looks amazing. And if it's from 3 Jokers, okay, that's fine. I don't care that I haven't read it. I just want this Batgirl. And I'm with Taylor that what is the figure we need the most from McFarlane?
One of my top 5 most wanted from them is Batwoman.
Exactly.
I desperately need a Batwoman figure.
That is the correct answer, sir. Thank you.
I want to put Batwoman and Batgirl next to each other on a shelf. Because I already have Nightwing. No.
Oh, sorry.
I have.
Sorry, I forgot who I was talking to. I apologize.
I have a shelf of Nightwing, Damian, and Red Hood. I want the next shelf over to be Batwoman and Batgirl. That would be awesome.
That would be.
I know they'll never make it, but I would love to have an Alfred figure.
They do. I have a
from McFarlane. I mean,
right. Oh, from McFarlane. I have a Kotobukiya that's Alfred, but that's
I would even pull a Tyler Blunt and buy some Dolph stuff for that. Buy like a serving platter with some drinks on it or something. I would definitely.
It actually comes with that. The Kotobukiya one does.
Oh, okay.
Didn't they do a animated series one with the 6-inch figures? I think there was an Alfred for that. It might have come with like one of the sets, like the BatCave or something.
They did, yeah. Now that DC Collect is now back because they're working with McFarlane. I'm hoping that they're going to bring back that entire line of Batman animated series figures because they pretty much did everything. They did every character, even like Firefly and random characters like that. So they did pretty much every character.
Yeah, the Gray Ghost was my favorite one. I couldn't believe they did that. That was sick.
That's a great episode that Jess has watched because Jess is watching the animated series for the first time, basically.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you just blew my mind, dude! Right on camera. Bro.
Wait, which is a bigger mind blower? That I'm into punk or that I have that exact series?
Mom, look at all of us. That is so cool. That just made my night.
I love the special edition box set that they had.
Yeah.
That came out a couple years ago.
Yes.
So what blows your mind more? That I'm into punk rock or that I'm into Batman the animated series?
No, my mind's blown that you hadn't seen it before. That's That's
Well, I'm way older than both of you, so I didn't grow up with it.
That's fair. Yours has the booklets. I think the punk rock thing definitely surprised me more, man. Okay. When I saw the Ramones records, I couldn't believe that, dude. Love it.
So cool. Let's see. Kenny has, for me, top 5 most wanted McFarlane figures are Superman in his classic suit, Batgirl New 52, Batwoman, number 4, classic Robin, and this is specific, Nightwing in his Hush outfit. That is, those are 5 good picks, especially that, of course, Batwoman.
Superman, they haven't made a good Superman figure yet for McFarlane. It's been frustrating for me. And they just released the Superman Rebirth figure. They showed what that looks like, and it doesn't look good to me. I hope they do a really cool Superman.
I don't know that I saw that one. Oh, Hugo dropped right in to say, Happy Batman Day. Just dropped by to give a like. Thank you. Everybody, please, right now, go give us a like really quick. Just go hit the like. Thumbs up, thumbs down, doesn't matter. It helps us in the algorithm. You can hate us if you want, but just be active. Show some respect to the mighty Omnidog Minister and Dying Breed Collector. Time to go to bed. Oh, it's nearly 2 a.m. here. Hugo, where are you? Yeah. You're a fairly regular follower, so I wonder where you are.
Well, whenever Jess finishes Batman Animated Series, we're going to do a whole episode about it. But since you're such a big fan, let's all just say maybe our favorite episode that we think is our favorite. So, Jess,
right now?
Yeah. So what's like your favorite episode of the ones you've watched so far, Jess?
Harley Quinn's Holiday. Harley's Holiday.
So that's the one where she's released from prison and she's trying to behave, and she gets in a lot of different problems and hijinks ensue with the hyenas. Right. And you have a cool Mondo poster of that, don't you?
I do. Yeah. That's one of the few Mondo posters I've gotten.
Nice.
3 or 4 out of the 25 I've attempted to get. I've gotten 4. And actually 2 of them are from Batman animated series, and Harley's Adventure. And then there's one with Poison Ivy and Harley in a car driving, and I forget what it's called. It's got a specific name, but it's in my portfolio out there. It's not displayed. And then I got a Silver Surfer from Mondo. And I'd have to go look in there. The other one I got, probably a Spider-Man one or something. Because it's so hard to get those Mondo posters.
All the bots sneak in.
They just attack. And the best things are gone within seconds. And I'm super lucky that I ever got the ones that I did.
You know, I think that episode's just called Harley and Ivy. Simple enough. I think that is the name of the episode.
Yeah, so. Then it's in the background with them driving in the car.
My man Gabriel got it as well.
Harley and Ivy.
I think that is correct. Gabriel, 100
it's
points.
Not surprising your favorite episode involves Harley Quinn.
Me?
Yeah.
No. No, and Prisco likes Heart of Ice.
That's a classic.
Sick episode.
And I'm with Rose Gray that I love Catwoman. I think Adrienne Barbeau does such a good job being Catwoman. I mean, I don't want to preempt the Batman animated series episode when it happens, but when it happens, you're going to hear me talk about Adrienne Barbeau a lot because I love her Catwoman.
I don't think you'll be talking about Tiger, though. I don't think you've seen that one yet, but that's one I don't think is going to make your top 10 with Catwoman.
Wait a sec. Let's see if I've seen it.
She actually gets turned into a large cat of some kind.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Was that after it went to WB or no?
No, that was before the redesign.
Man, I hate that. It looks so bad, but it sounds just the same. It's so odd.
I still like the redesign, not as much as the original. There's some characters, like the Joker's eyes look really weird, but Scarecrow was really cool.
Yeah, totally, dude. 100%.
Scarecrow was really cool. So there was pluses and minuses to it, and I like that it does kind of tie into the other Bruce Timm stuff a little bit more. It was more of his regular style going forward.
I thought it was really cool going back to those figures that they did a line of like the WB versions and a line of the would it be Fox? The Fox version, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, that was really nice of them to do that.
They'll do anything to make money, and so total redesign. That's why they did the redesign for some reasons. Well, Bruce Timm wanted to do it for his own creative, expression, but I'm sure the the people at Warner Brothers were like, make that extra money with the new figures. Total redesign. We can release every figure again. So I'm sure that was part of the decision.
So do you know the thing with the episode where it's in the WB section where the three kids are walking around and it's like an anthology episode where they each tell a story about Batman? You know
Legends of the Dark Knight, yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, do you know the thing with like the Schumacher and the Shoemaker thing in the episode? One of my buddies told me about this. So Joel Schumacher, made Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. So in that episode, Bruce Timm takes a shot at Joel Schumacher because when the kids are walking through the street, one of them's like I heard Batman was like very like fairy-like and stuff like that. And as he's doing that, he's walking by a sign that says Shoemaker, a shoemaker, and it's totally a like jab at Joel Schumacher for the way he portrayed Batman. So interesting tidbit from that episode. One of my buddies told me that. Totally true.
I love how Bruce Timm is the bad guy of the Grey Ghost episode. He's the one who voices the villain of that episode. It actually looks like him too, which is really funny.
I'm sorry to tell you, I did not hate Tiger.
Oh, really?
Because the problem is, I love that poem. I grew up loving that poem. It was my father's favorite poem. So I have a sentimental pull because of the poem and Catwoman. I do understand what you're talking about, though. I have that in my notes that it was my favorite poem, and Catwoman was cool. Odd transformation, though, that was weird. So that must have been the turning into the tiger.
Well, I don't want to spoil it here because Jess will reveal it on the Batman Animated Series episode, but one of Jess's favorites is actually one of the most hated episodes of the animated series, and he was shocked whenever I told him.
I like that episode.
I'm not taking shots at Jess. We're all have different opinions, but it was just funny that Jess said, I love this episode. I was like, really? That's one of like the top 5 most hated episodes of the entire show. Like, I never heard anybody else say they like it. But hey, if you like it, that's great for you. I wish I had enjoyed it more.
Well, tell them what it. Oh, do you want to save what it is? Just go ahead and tell them what it is.
I've got Batman in my basement.
Is that Penguin's the villain of that one, right?
It's where Batman gets hurt and those kids are nursing him back to health in their basement and Penguin's looking for him.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
and here's the thing about the animated series.
Okay.
There's no horrible episodes. There's no bad episodes. There's just episodes that aren't nearly as good as the others.
That's a good way to put it.
So if you compare I've got Batman in my basement to most of the cartoons that exist today, it's amazing. But compared to other episodes, I just would say it's weaker. So I don't think there's like a one episode of the animated series that's horrible. There's just some that are lesser in my mind.
Once I get done with the whole thing, I'll get your... Oh, well, I have See No Evil is incredibly boring. Yikes. What one was that?
That's one with the guy who has the invisibility suit.
Yeah, I thought that sucked.
I've been preparing for this episode my entire life.
Okay, let's not do it right now then.
But I'll say my favorite, which I watched today. I had a nice childlike lunch with a PB&J and some candy. I watched Almost Got 'Em is my favorite animated series episode.
I knew you were going to say that. Somehow I knew, man.
I love that episode awesome. Too.
It has a great ending scene with Catwoman, Jess, which I'm sure you really enjoyed. Mm-hmm. The last line that she has.
Almost got him. Yep.
My favorite part is whenever they're going around the table and they're sharing all the stories and they go to Killer Croc and he's like, I had him right where I wanted him and I threw a rock at him. And everyone just stares at him. He's like, it was a big rock. Even my wife thought it was
a big rock.
Even my wife thought it was funny and she was barely paying attention.
Yeah. Okay, wait. We have a lot of comments. Yep. Thank you, Gabriel. Right. And my wife told me her friend's husband. So I don't remember what the fish thing is, but Almost Got Him is a great episode. Phil Duran has the Two-Face two-parter as a good episode.
All the two-parters are good. There isn't a bad two-parter in the animated series. Like Robin's Reckoning, Two-Face, Clayface. There's a lot of great two-parters.
Ra's al Ghul has a couple of two-parters.
Right.
Tiger, not one of my favorites. Okay, that's fair. The Two-Face origin story stuck in my mind as a kid. A lot of the designs for the new Adventures were a bit off for my liking. Okay, that's cool. I wasn't taking a nap. I was looking up at my notes on the show. If I was taking a nap, I'd be back here like this. I'm up here looking at my notes on my phone.
Did you like Christmas with the Joker, Jess? Someone
that was one of my. Did somebody ask that?
Yeah, Saz Murphy just said it was one of his favorites. I was curious how you felt about that one.
Another good episode of Batman is Trial.
Trial.
Oh yeah, Trial. I remember that one. That was good. Thank you, Rose. I appreciate that.
Well, John, what's your favorite? We didn't get to you.
It's a trick question because the best episode of the animated series is also the best Batman movie, and that's Mask of the Phantasm.
That's hard to argue with.
That is hard to argue with. I love that.
I brought this to share too. So I actually met Batman once, and I got him to autograph this comic adaptation of Mask of the Phantasm to Johnny Boy from Batman, Kevin Conroy. So pretty cool.
Awesome.
Love that.
The only real Batman.
The best one for sure. You know, it was funny. I was going to give him a Starbucks gift card. And the intention was, I was like, buy a coffee with this later. So for the rest of my life, I can tell people, yeah, I bought Batman a cup of coffee. And they'd be like, what? And I'd be like, yeah, no, I bought Batman a cup of coffee. And he was like, I don't drink coffee. It's bad for the throat. And I was like, of all the things, man. So
he said that?
He did. He said, because he's a voice actor and caffeine constricts your throat, which is true. He does not drink coffee, is what he told me. That was his
wow. And did he say his famous line for you?
No, he didn't. Actually, he did do something really nice though, because I used my nickname Johnny Boy, and so to avoid confusion, I wrote it in the notes in my phone, Johnny Boy. And it auto-corrected without me knowing, and it said Jobby Boy, and he's like, your name is Jobby Boy? And I'm like, dude, thank you so much for not just writing that on this book, because that would have ruined the whole experience for me. So he did that for me. So I'm happy with Kevin.
I've only heard good things about him. I hear he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
I would pay whatever it would cost at any convention if I found out Mark Hamill was doing a signing. Like, if they were like, he's going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, I'm booking a flight, I'm buying a ticket, I'm getting him to autograph that book too. That's like a huge goal of mine, for sure. But I don't know if he does signings. I haven't heard of one.
I don't know if he's going to be doing conventions anymore, really.
Right, like why would he? Yeah, so that's going to be tough to get, but I'll find a way. I'll figure something out at some point.
Just find out his address somehow and ship it to him and say,
exactly.
Please ship it back and leave some cash in there to pay for it.
I do love Christmas with the Joker. That was good. I as much as I'm tired of the Joker, this series is completely different for me with Mark Hamill's voice acting. I look forward to the Joker whenever it is because of Mark Hamill's voice acting.
And Paul Dini almost always writes the Joker episodes, and he's my favorite Batman writer ever. And arguably, almost all the great episodes are by him. Almost always. I
have noticed that, and I have been writing down every time it's Paul Dini writing an episode in my notes.
So he wrote that recent omnibus, right? The Rise and Fall of the Batman. That's him, right? Am I wrong?
That's James Tynion.
What's the one he wrote?
It's called Batman by Paul Dini.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Does it have the same feel as the animated series? What's your take on that series?
A lot of them are like one-off stories that feel just like the animated series. And then he has Streets of Gotham, which is really different, but they're all awesome. Jess, you read a lot of the Paul Dini stuff, I think.
I read early stuff back when it first came out, which is my signal to you that I don't remember them, but I do have everything that I didn't get the omnibus because it didn't collect every single thing like I have in my mishmash of trades. And
we worked really hard to get those, didn't we, Jess? They were hard to find for a long time. So when the omnibus came around, there's some books I won't upgrade because the books I have in my collection were so hard to get, and I don't want to sacrifice them.
Nice.
So we both agreed that since they were so hard to get, we weren't giving them up for the Omni. Plus, wasn't it missing a couple important stories?
The trades have several issues that he didn't write.
Oh, okay. That's
so they took it out of the omnibus because it says Paul Dini on the front. It's a Paul Dini omnibus. They took it out, but some people who are completionists don't really want to miss those issues.
Yeah.
But it has a great issue. My favorite issue is whenever Tim Drake is kidnapped by the Joker on Christmas, and he takes him on a joyride across Gotham City. And part of it is going through like a McDonald's drive-thru, and it's hilarious.
Sounds awesome.
Great. It's a great issue. I would definitely recommend getting it if you don't have it.
I have several copies. They're just not my copies that are, for sale.
Right.
So I think I do have that one in my possession. But was it that one, or was it the James Tynion one that was missing the page numbers at the bottom? I remember seeing an overview of it, and one of those books didn't even have page numbers, and I was like, man, that would really bug me with an omnibus. Like, it would bug me with a trade, but I don't know. So if
DC is notorious for not putting numbers at the bottom of the page. They're notorious for not giving you page breaks with covers.
Yes.
They're notorious for not giving you a table of contents. Sometimes you'll get all three in one book, and it'll be a frustrating mess, but that's DC.
So that actually can segue into something I wanted to discuss. The Legends of the Dark Knight and the Tales of the Batman hardcovers, you're both familiar, I assume. You probably have some?
Yeah, you mean the ones that highlight the writers and artists?
Correct. Yes. So
Yeah.
I was into those for a while, and the reason I gave them up was kind of what you're talking about. Is that like, if one was writer based, like or artist based, it wouldn't have the covers if it was a different cover artist. And I was like, well, what am I paying for? I want the entire book, and that includes the cover, even if the interior artist didn't write it or didn't draw the cover art. So that would bother me. Does that bother you guys, or you don't care? Is that something that affects your collecting?
I wouldn't say I care that much. One thing I really want with collected editions, before each issue starts, I would like to have a cover, I would like to have the issue number, and I'd like to have the artist who drew it. Because sometimes I'm like, wait, who is this artist? I don't know who this is. Like,
I think these ones actually, I think these do that, which is good. Are you talking kind of like, yeah, like this on the inside of the page, it'll have just who drew it, and it's kind of like, covered by Norm Brayfogle, like that, and then
I want to have the issue. And I hate whenever you're looking through an omnibus and you have no idea, or even a regular collected edition, you have no idea what issue you're on. I want to know what issue I'm on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is I feel like I think it was the Marshall Rogers one. I might be wrong about that, but I was paging through and it didn't have the cover or a issue number, so you just had to go to the table of contents and do it based off of that. I didn't dig it.
I'd go pull that Marshall Rogers one, but Darkfather is in front of it, and I'm afraid he might fall apart if I...
Yeah, don't risk that.
He was hard to put together, wasn't he?
Yeah. I don't want him to fall apart.
Almost all Build-A-Figures seem like they're really hard to put together.
Bane still doesn't work properly. He looks great, but he's staying where he's staying.
Did you dip him in hot water or use a hairdryer at all, or did you do it all yourself?
I did use the hairdryer on him.
I've heard hot water works pretty well, too.
I've had luck. The only figure I haven't had luck with, and now it's worth like $200, and I threw it away because I got so frustrated, is Dormammu. He was a Build-A-Figure that I used hot water. I used a hairdryer. Nothing would ever stay in place. Everything was always popping out, and it was too hard to get in. And I said, F you, Dormammu. Boom. Get out of here. And now it's on eBay for like $200. So I made a mistake.
If only.
If only.
Live and learn.
And someone asked earlier if any of us have read the Batman: The Adventures Continue series, which is...
I was going to ask you that, too.
It's great. I really loved it. It's art by Ty Templeton, who is able to imitate that series perfectly. And a lot of the stories were written by Paul Dini and Alan Burnett, who worked on the show, and I loved it, and I can't wait for more.
Are you doing season 2? Are you reading that as well as it's coming out, or do you wait for collected editions?
Jess and I are just collected editions guys.
Cool.
So we're always a year behind on stuff. So I will buy it as soon as it comes out, though, and I will.
It's easy. It's I know this is like an obvious thing to say, but when you're reading issue by issue, you burn through it so quick, and you're like, "Well, I want more," but there's no more. So it's worth waiting on the forefront, and then you get it all at once at the end. That's why I dig the collected edition.
Reading issue to issue is just so unfulfilling. Like
it is.
Yeah, sometimes I'll read an omnibus and I'll burn through an issue in 5 minutes, and I'm like, that would have been so unfulfilling if I had spent $4 on that issue, and I just had to wait till next month. I just hate waiting month to month because even with TV shows, it can be hard to wait week to week, and you're trying to forget what happened last week. Month to month is even harder. It's crazy.
Well, I think Netflix, because I think they were the first to do it, to release a show all at once like that. I think that's the way people want to watch it. I think that's the preferred method, especially in this day and age. So
I didn't have a problem waiting for Mandalorian. I was excited every week for that thing to come on Friday, and I would watch it every Friday. That's one of the few shows that I never got behind on. Well, no, I binged the first season and then I was on time with the whole second season.
Okay.
But I agree with you that I think everybody loves it when everything's released at once. But Marvel, Disney Plus is not doing that with all their shows. Those are, I mean, I remember waiting for WandaVision every week.
That one, I would stay up till 2 a.m. or 3. I can't remember which time it was here. I would watch it at that time because, like, after the second episode, I accidentally saw a spoiler the next day, and I was like, "Well, can't have that happen again." It looks like I'm changing my sleep schedule. So,
well, the thing that is good about the week to week is that you have the communal aspect of it. You're all watching it at the same time. Whereas binging, we all watched at different, dispersions because we all have different schedules. So the Mandalorian is really special because we're all watching at the same time every week. And also, I think Disney and Marvel are doing this week to week because they don't want to have like a 6-month long gap in between seasons of different shows. So they want to have like What If when that's over, it's going to go into Miss Marvel, it'll go into Hawkeye. They want to consistently have something to be released every single week.
I think that's genius on their part, to be honest, because then everybody's always talking about Marvel. It's good marketing. We'll give them that.
It's more frustrating because you want to keep watching, but it does hook you in and it does lead you to talk about it because you'll just talk about a show that's dropped all at once for a weekend or maybe 2 weeks and that's it, and you're done talking about it.
Yeah.
Whereas you're talking about Mandalorian, you're talking about WandaVision for 10 weeks.
Can we? Sorry, I wanted to catch this comment before I went away from Gabriel Ringenberg.
Or what time?
5:59. Oh, my clock's all messed up. Shoot. Something 8:59.
59.
Yeah. It was Taylor, did you get to watch Batman Long Halloween Part 2 yet? I want to talk Long Halloween if you guys are down. I have more to say than we have time for, but I can convince you.
I watched Part 1, but I haven't watched Part 2 yet, and I kind of view it similar to the Dark Knight Returns animated movie, which I love. I love having just the Blu-ray of the whole thing, because it doesn't feel like a complete movie, so I kind of want to wait almost until they come out with the Blu-ray of the whole entire movie.
I got the steelbooks of this one.
Oh, nice. And I'm sure they're going to come out with a whole, like how they did with Dark Knight Returns, where they did them both together. I'd rather just wait for that Blu-ray.
I think it's solicited, man. I think if you Amazon search it.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
I think the only reason I didn't do it was because I'm not a steelbook guy, but for some reason for Batman, all of mine have been steelbooks except for that animated collection. So I'm like, I got to stick with steelbooks. So otherwise, I would have waited for what you're talking about. Now, if that's in steelbook, well, I'm selling these on eBay.
I'm definitely gonna. I'm not a huge. I don't really buy many Blu-rays anymore.
Okay.
It's most things are on streaming, but like there are some things I will always buy. Like I'm definitely gonna buy the Suicide Squad 4K steelbook if they come out with one because I love that movie so much.
It's already up for pre-order.
Oh,
on
is it
Best
really?
Buy. Yeah, I already did it.
I need to. Does it look really cool?
Yeah.
Okay, I need that one.
Very
cool.
Like
I don't need to buy every single one. I used to buy every superhero movie, but now you don't need to with Disney Plus and with HBO Max. But there are some I'm still going to collect because I love them that much.
Let's get some compliments for me first. That is a fantastic shirt, Jess. Thank you very much.
Jess always prioritizes compliments about him, never me.
Thank you. What's up to the panel? Jess, that shirt is fire. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that from Lionheart. Paul says, reading singles can be very gratifying if the writer knows how to properly pace and reintroduce the story. It doesn't always happen, but it's great when it works. All right. And Tim Burnham says, I like the Disney Plus way of an episode each week. I don't have the self-control to space them out myself, and I get burnt out binging stuff in such a hurry in an effort to avoid spoilers online. Speaking of spoilers, he spoiled something for me today in a chat with somebody calling Daredevil Red Batman, so thanks for that, Tim. I already knew that, so I'm just totally teasing you. Let's see. We're talking about... no, wait, what are we... both parts of... What are we talking about with Long Halloween 1 and 2? I don't know about... These are the animated versions?
Yeah, it's the newest DC animated movie. Yeah, and then the next one's going to be... Oh, it's something very popular. I can't remember. Do you know what the next one is that they're doing?
I'm trying to remember.
I think it's a Justice League.
Something. Oh, Injustice, like the video game and the comic.
Yeah.
Yes, that looks really cool. I just bought all those hardcovers from Jess whenever I went to go visit him last month because he got the Omnis from you.
Yeah.
So I got
The
those
only
from
place
Jess.
I could find them.
That's
There
a
you
good
go.
point.
That's
Well,
right.
this is a perfect time to talk about the code again, I think.
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have it teed up because we have Johnny Boy from GiantBreedCollectors.com on here, our fabulous sponsor, and everything in the store is 10% off for the rest of the month if you use this code Taylor, not Tyler. That's right, Taylor, not Tyler. No, it's not Taylor on the Tyler. It's Taylor, not Tyler.
It's easy to remember because I'm better than Tyler. Just remember it that way.
Shots fired again, my God.
It never stops between those
I
two.
can see this.
I just sit on the sideline sometimes and chats with them.
I
and
think
they are,
Jess, usually you jump to my side more than Tyler's side when the shots are fired.
for the sake of this show, I will agree with you.
Well, it's really hard to offend Tyler, so me and Jess try our
Yeah.
hardest, and it hasn't happened yet. So
that's
I'm just trying.
actually true.
I'm
Yeah, he
trying.
seems like a pretty chill dude. It would be hard to offend him. He
Oh,
seems like he
okay.
can roll
Thank
with
you,
them.
the Kamaji. Yo, guys, just looking dapper. Thank you.
I guess Johnny and I look terrible.
Well, I mean, look at this. Come on.
Did your wife like that shirt, Jess?
She did. She wanted me to. We went to dinner first. We went out to dinner with our friends, and she wanted me to wear it out to dinner.
Wow.
I didn't, but we're also having a party on Thursday with a few friends, and she's insisted that I wear it for that party. So
I'm having a
she
hard time
digs it.
computing that sentence, Jess.
She's digging it.
I have a hard time hearing the word party at my
Being a
house
party?
coming out of your mouth.
It's only 9 other people, so it's not huge.
Ooh,
It's
that
our
seems like a
fourth-
lot of people for you.
Well, that is you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Kenny says the Batman 66 animated film Batman versus Two-Face was amazing. I don't know this film, and William Shatner is the voice of Two-Face.
It's on HBO Max. There's 2 Batman 66 animated movies on HBO Max with the original voices of Adam West and Burt Ward.
Good. What? How did I not know that? That's awesome.
Sounds like we know what Jess is going to be doing after the show's over. It is Batman Day, so you probably should watch one of them.
Oh, God, I love HBO Max. I really do. It has everything I want.
Their DC selection is just so awesome. It's great to have everything in one place.
No, that is a shirt that I will not wear, Spoonful, around my wife. She hates that shirt.
You didn't take it off at all when she was there, whenever she was gone for a weekend a couple weekends ago. You probably slept in it.
When she first looked at it, I told you, when she first looked at it, she said, "Oh, this is pretty. Do you have a crush on her?" And I said, "Yeah, it's Harley Quinn." And she balled it up and threw it on the floor and walked away. She hates Harley Quinn. Somehow our marriage has survived. Oh, here's a thank you to DBC. That is a sweet deal. Thank you, Diary
A sweet
Collectors.
deal. I agree. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. Anytime. Literally anytime. We do this every time one expires, we come up with a new one. So yeah, man. No problem. Thank you.
Let's see what else. Injustice. Red Batman is the best Batman. Okay, we know what you're talking about. Everyone give a shame in the chat for Tim. Oh, here's a compliment for you, Taylor.
Thank you.
Nice
Just
headphones,
regular,
man.
They're just regular iPhone headphones, but thank you.
You look good in them though, man.
Oh, well, I need some compliments, so thank you guys. He was scraping at the bottom of the barrel. You have nice headphones, I guess?
I have to say
I don't think
something
it's
nice
that,
about him.
I don't think it's that Jess looks better than us. We're like the Batman animated series episodes. We're just not as good as him. Like, we're all good looking. It's just he looks better. Like, some episodes of Batman aren't as good as others, but they're all good. That's how I'm going to take it tonight.
You're not going to get him to admit to that. He
What,
won't agree.
that you're better looking than me?
To whatever he just said, no way do you agree to that.
I'll just
I know the
abstain.
shirt. The people.
I'll
speak, and
abstain.
everyone
Yeah,
loves
that's
the
what I thought.
No comment. Abstain.
What would you all rate Batman as the world's greatest detective? 1 out of 10.
False. He is not.
No, he's asking you to rate him. You don't even think he's the world's greatest detective?
No, I'm a better detective than him, and here's why. Because one time I was watching that Escape from Arkham animated movie with my buddy. And do you remember that one? You guys see that?
Assault on
have-
Arkham?
Wait, Assault on Arkham. Yeah, and like, okay, spoilers for anybody for that movie.
No, don't spoil it. It's the next thing I'm going to watch.
I can't tell you then why I'm a better detective. We'll have to talk next time.
Okay, no, wait. You can, but Taylor, text me when he's done. I'll leave the room.
You can just mute yourself. You can just like turn off the sound for a second.
And
I'll wave like this whenever he's done.
I can mute the whole thing.
Just turn your volume down.
Wait. Okay, wait. Let me turn my volume down.
No wonder we couldn't find those pictures of those figures.
Okay, go.
All right, go.
Okay, yeah, so there's that scene where, like, he knocks out the villain off screen. What, you can hear me? Oh. So he knocks out the villain off screen, and then my buddy's like, oh, man, that guy – or no, the villain knocks him out off screen, and my buddy's like, oh, that guy just took out Batman. I'm like, what? I'm like, no, he did not take out Batman. Batman took him out, and now he dressed up as that villain. That's Batman. And my buddy's like, no way. Turns out I was right. Batman knocks out that villain off screen. He's hiding in disguise the whole time. I figured it out. I would have caught on to that if I was a villain. I'm a better detective than Batman. Boom.
Well, who would be the better detective in the DC universe? The only person I can think of is Detective Chimp.
What about Jim Gordon, man? He superseded detective and became commissioner.
He can't even figure out who Batman is. Come on.
We all know he knows. Have you read Batman Year One? He's doing Bruce a favor by pretending.
Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes he knows who he is, sometimes he doesn't. It's always you never really know where he stands with him.
Depends who's writing, right?
Yeah, it's like working with Clark Kent being a world renowned reporter, and you don't know it's Superman. It's like the Seinfeld joke of how does Jimmy Olsen not know it's Superman when they're in the bathroom at the urinal and Clark has his hands on his hips when he's peeing.
Is that from Seinfeld? Really?
Oh, it's from a stand-up bit.
Okay. That's funny. I like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Constantine's a better detective than Batman. I would say he's an occult detective who has maybe some more knowledge about that aspect of the DC universe. But I would say overall, Batman is the best. I mean, Ra's al Ghul, who's arguably one of the smartest men in the DC universe, calls Batman detective, and he shows him respect. So
we'll give him an 8 out of 10.
I will. Batman is the best detective. He's not the best fighter in the DC universe. That's been established.
He's also not the best detective because of the other thing I wanted to talk about, the Long Halloween, man. He didn't solve that mystery, even though it's early on in his career, the real Batman Year 2. He didn't solve that one. So, 8 out of 10.
I can't think of anybody who's better than him, though, as a detective.
No, he's probably the best in the universe still, but... Wait, doesn't one of the Robins figure out who he is?
Yeah, Tim Drake.
There you go. He's a better detective.
Is Jeff not know where...
Oh, you said he's been there the whole time?
What's going on here?
He waved at you like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
but he said I didn't. You said you were gonna wave.
Well, he waved, and so I didn't do it. Sorry.
What? He's not you. I don't know what a wave means. It could have been a reference to the movie. Jiminy Crickets.
Wow, Jiminy Olsen's. Oh man.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. You're back. We're happy to have you. Welcome to your show. Thank you.
Michael Collins got a kick out of it, so that's good. And Crashland, I know that you were just kidding.
Somehow Omar got involved in the detective conversation.
8 out of 10. I said Batman's 8 out of 10. They're not on the same level. He's better than Omar. What's Omar done?
Omar seems smart, but not Batman smart.
Paul Baker says Karate Kid, Richard Dragon, Lady Shiva, Bronze Tiger, and even his own daughter, Cassandra Cain, are all way better fighters than Bruce.
I'm pretty sure it's well established in the continuity.
Fighters?
That Lady Shiva. Yeah, we talked about is Batman the best detective? I said I think he is the best detective, but he's not the best fighter. I'm pretty sure in DC continuity, it's very well established that Lady Shiva is the best fighter in the DC universe.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about detectives, and I got mixed up with that.
I think even Black Canary is supposed to be one of the top 5 fighters in the DC universe, too.
I think so, too.
But I think Batman he's like a Renaissance man. He's awesome at a lot of stuff, even though he's not the best at all those things. He's the one who can do the most. And,
jack of all trades.
Right, he's a jack of all trades. He can do almost everything. Like, Alfred's the better surgeon, but I'm sure Bruce can give himself a back surgery if he has to.
I want to see that written. Geoff Johns, write that story. I'll read that.
That is the dumbest thing. I still don't like that at all.
What? It's funny the things we draw the line in the sand on with superhero comics. It's like I didn't like the cosmic treadmill. Oh, but you accept all these other things that happen. I don't accept Alfred as a back surgeon.
I do not.
It's just
As a
funny. We all
neurosurgeon.
have certain lines in the sand that we draw.
Right.
They don't really make sense though. We
Cosmic
just happen to
treadmill,
have it.
that's okay. Alfred is a neurosurgeon? No. That's a good point. Let's see. I kind of agree with this. You asked me, Zatanna is the best everything in the DC universe. I am with you on that. I am on a huge Zatanna kick. I just got 2 figures. Let's see, where are they?
We need a Zatanna McFarlane. I want a Justice League Dark Wave of McFarlane figures. I want Zatanna.
Like this of Zatanna?
I want Zatanna, Constantine, and Swamp Thing.
I agree with that.
I would definitely buy a Detective Chimp as well. That'd be pretty cool.
I would too. This is the Justice League Dark figure.
We are getting an Etrigan the Demon.
Yes. And then here is the Justice Alex Ross one, which I don't think is as good, but it's still cool.
Is that an older one, or is that?
Yeah, I think it's older than the Justice League Dark. So this is Mattel, and probably it's worst or something.
Have they done any other
Packaging's really good.
figures? I didn't know that was a thing. Have they done
Sorry?
any other? Have they done any other Alex Ross figures? I didn't know that was a thing. That's
Oh
fantastic.
yeah, they've got a whole line of them from this Justice line.
Okay, do they have Batman?
I'm sure they do.
That would make sense. I would like to acquire that.
Batman was in series 2 with Black Canary, Black Manta, Aquaman, and Parasite. Series 1 was Superman, The Flash, Cheetah, Sinestro, and Bizarro. I have the hardest time with his name.
You did good.
Series 3, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Plastic Man, the Joker, Poison Ivy.
Is it by chance this kind of Joker? Is this Alex Ross? Isn't this Alex Ross Joker?
Yeah.
Is it this one?
I would say, yeah, sort of.
Yeah, ish.
Yeah, he's got a weird hairline for it.
I could just Google it. I do have a computer in front of me. It's what I'm on right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to see what's going on with that.
And Gabriel, this is a question that Jess could answer. Do you think the Question is a good detective, Jess?
Yes, so he's a fine detective. He's an
I'm
excellent
excited.
detective, and so is Renee Montoya.
Who's
Both of them.
Yeah, the secondary Question.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, he's got a Vegeta hairline. What's up with that? He looks like, it's 100%.
It does look kind of different.
Widow's Peak. Yeah, it doesn't. The hairline's wrong. You are correct. I would agree.
Yeah, it looked kind of odd. That's not a figure I would actually want.
No, now that I've seen it, I have to agree.
I agree with Crashland. I wish the figures looked as cool as the painting.
That's almost impossible to have.
Yeah.
I don't see how that's even possible.
Yeah, the
You know,
paintings are awesome.
I think Alex Ross is from like my area. I think that's a fact. Other people have said that before to me.
Have you seen his office tour?
No, is it wild? Is it on YouTube?
It's probably the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
He did an
It's on
interview
YouTube?
with he did an interview with CBS a couple of years ago, I think. Just
Sunday
look up
morning,
Alex.
yeah.
It was crazy.
I'll look that up. Like that, I will watch tonight. That sounds amazing.
My wife always tries to get me to watch stuff with her, and I never want to. Of like Sunday Morning or the Today Show or America's Got Talent, and I always say no. And she said, "There's a comic book guy that's going to be on CBS Sunday Morning," and I go, "Okay, I'll watch it." She said, "He's like an illustrator," and I go, "Okay." And then it's about Alex Ross, and I'm like, "What? Okay, let's watch this."
Hell yeah. He's not an illustrator. He's an artiste, man.
It's Alex Ross. It's Alex Ross and everybody else.
Here's the thing for me. I know we all have different subjective opinions about art.
Sure.
I always am confused when people say I don't like Alex Ross. Where I'm like, I don't see how it's possible to think he's not a good artist. I don't understand. I just don't get it. Like, if you read Marvel's, World's Greatest Superheroes, Kingdom Come, Justice, it's like, how do you not like what he's doing here?
I'm super picky about the single issues that I own in my personal collection, and like the Marvels series probably wouldn't make it in on its own, but like, dude, those covers, man, like that Silver Surfer cover where it's the reflection of the Human Torch and is like coming off the silver. How, man? Like, and now that he's doing like regular monthly issues, like he was doing Iron Man for a while, and I think Captain America covers, it's like, we're spoiled, man.
Yeah.
It's insane that he just pumps those out because each one is just a masterpiece. It's amazing.
I want him to do one more a sequential comic though.
Okay.
I would love to have it. I mean, I love his covers, but like,
I get what you're saying.
some of my favorite books, like Marvels is my favorite Alex Ross work by far. It's my favorite. And
what version do you own?
I have the deluxe.
Okay.
I have the deluxe version, like the 25th anniversary. I think that came out.
Yeah, that's like the newer one.
Yeah, the one that Jess has is just way too big for me.
Did you have the XXL or whatever it was?
It's not XXL. It's extremely large version.
Yeah. Okay.
It's kind of unreadable. So if there's a deluxe, I'll get that instead. Sure. I love Marvels, and I will actually say this. I put Marvels along with Dark Knight Returns, Watchmen,
nice.
And Sandman as far as being landmark points in comic book history, turning points where Dark Knight Returns completely turned the comic industry around, and Watchmen did the same thing. And then we waited a few years, and then I think Sandman and then Marvels was another turning point. Marvels was just totally unexpected to me. Not only was it ridiculously well illustrated, obviously, because we're talking about Alex Ross, and I had never seen his work before. It had those incredible visuals where you saw the Human Torch in this Silver Surfer, the Human Torch reflection in the Silver Surfer's head. That's just such out of the box thinking. And then there's the bonus of it's a great story by Busiek. I don't, that to me, if you're talking about modern comics, I am making this statement. Mount Rushmore of modern comics, Dark Knight Returns, and you guys can tell me what yours are. Dark Knight Returns, Watchmen, Sandman, Marvels. That's my Mount Rushmore. You only need 4.
You have to get
modern
the deluxe.
Comics.
You have to get the deluxe because it has the epilogue issue that Alex Ross and Busiek did several years ago. So you do have to get that.
Is that still available? Can I get it from DyingBreedCollectors.com?
No, not that one.
You don't have it?
I don't. Well, that was a while ago. That was a couple years ago. So
is it already out of print?
I think I will check on that. I'll do that. I can do. Do you want me to do it right now? I don't mind.
Yes, I do.
I can do that.
Because I'm going to Amazon instead, and I'm looking for it right now.
Why? You want a damaged book? What the heck's wrong with you, Amazon?
Ask Taylor about my luck with Amazon.
He's never gotten a damaged book from Amazon before. I hate him.
Whoa, I'm coming back to. Are you kidding me? That's insane. I don't even. Believe
I almost always get damaged books from Amazon, so I hate
That's
that.
all I get. I stopped. I mean, before like I was really into the communities and like into the online stuff like years ago. I was like, I can't order books from this place. What's wrong with them? It's terrible. I had bad luck with Target too, man. When they had the buy 2, get 1, I did that a couple years ago, and they sent me like 3 damaged epics, like badly, and then they sent replacements that were worsely damaged, and then they just were like, "You have your money back." Yeah, it was no good. So it's inspiration to me, though, to not package that way. So
okay, somebody needs to do a better job than I am at finding Marvels anywhere, because Amazon keeps correcting it to Marvel Deluxe Edition, and that's not what I want. I want Marvels. No, I have not yet received a damaged book of any type from Amazon. Boo, Amazon just rolls their books down the hallway like the opening to Ace Ventura. And Phil Duran liked that one.
Oh my God, that's so funny that you just said that. I liked that comment. I know I'm not laughing, but the Ace Ventura thing, okay, I'm laughing. That was so funny.
I loved both of those the first 2 Ace Ventura movies.
The second one's by far my favorite of the 2.
I love it. Yeah. Let's see. Talking about Alex Ross, I collected all the Alex XX Ross Muriel covers. They came out with every character he did for the Marvel offices except Punisher. With Marvel, we can get another ongoing Punisher series again. Gosh.
It's hard to imagine. Yeah, I really hope they do Punisher again because there is a Declan Shalvey, and who's the writer? I forget who the writer is. There's a fully done series or mini series that's sitting that hasn't been published yet from the Punisher.
How do you know this, and why hasn't it been published?
Because of the controversy surrounding the Punisher skull.
Punisher's
skull.
Because it's been co-opted.
Right. So I have a hard time imagining them doing any Punisher series in the near future, which is terrible for me. He's one of my favorite characters, and I love the Punisher, so it's unfortunate.
Okay, so has somebody sent me the link to try Marvel's 25th anniversary hardcover edition? Thank you, Matt D. Oh, here's a comment for Johnny. Johnny is awesome. Can we keep him?
Wait,
you think he's like a lost puppy? Can we keep him, mommy?
Yeah, you got to keep me fed too. But yeah, I'll stay around if you're doing that. Sure. Thanks, man. You guys just order some pizza, send them my way. We'll be good. Stay here all night.
Oh yeah, I got to figure out what kind of pizza crust I want when I go to Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, Tyler. I called you Tyler. Oh my gosh.
What the heck? Taylor, not Tyler.
I guess you're not coming anymore. Jackson's coming to visit me in November, and I'm trying to figure out all the local spots to take him to. And apparently he has terrible pizza down in Virginia. And we have some good pizza. I know our pizza isn't as good as Chicago.
Yeah, come on. Thank you. At least you admit it.
But I'm saying it's much better than it is down in Virginia.
Dude, I got to tell you, man, once I went back when I was in a band a couple years ago, I went to Minnesota, and the guys who were putting us up for the night were like, oh, we're going to order, you guys are from Chicago. We're going to order the best pizza around here. And dude, it was like the worst pizza I ever had. I was like, this wouldn't even make the cut in my city. It was so embarrassing. So I'm glad yours is okay.
All we have around here are the chains. I get Papa
John's, ew.
Pizza Hut and Domino's. I do have the pizza that I broke my tooth on. It's good pizza. Not cold, obviously, because I broke my tooth on it. But that's pretty good pizza. But it's not New York pizza. Nothing against Chicago pizza. I'm just saying what a good pizza is, like a slice. There's no place around here like that.
Also, the best pizza I've ever had is in New York, though. I do like Chicago pizza a lot, but the best pizza I ever had was in Brooklyn.
Okay, wait, I got to ask you guys, when you say Chicago pizza, are you only referring to deep dish? Have you ever had square cut tavern pizza thin crust from Chicago?
No.
Well, you guys can't be making your judgments.
I haven't said anything. It's
you can't be making your judgments.
Him.
The two deep dish pizzas I had in Chicago were Lou Malnati's, and what's the other popular one? The other
Giordano's?
Yeah, I had both. And they're awesome. I really liked them both. It wasn't that they were
Giordano's is, I would disagree. No offense. I would disagree about Giordano's. But Lou's, man, I used to work at Lou Malnati's. I was a delivery boy for them. One of the best paying jobs I ever had. They really treat their drivers well, actually.
It's great pizza.
It was pretty good, yeah. They last thing I'll say about pizza, they kind of became more of a chain recently. And I think their quality has gone down considerably. So unfortunate. But
we don't have to stop talking about pizza. I don't get pizza because my wife.
I got that tattooed on me too, man.
What? You have pizza on your arm?
Yeah, I got Michelangelo popping out of a sewer with a slice of pizza. I have an update on the Marvels book. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay, so and also I'll give you guys some knowledge about the way Diamond works. So next to the books, they'll have little symbols, right? There's green dot. Green dot means good. You can order it; it'll come. Yellow, yellow square means maybe, and purple triangle means no shot. This is yellow square, so I could order it, but it might never come. So if you can get it elsewhere, I would, and I hate saying that, but I'm gonna try ordering it. We'll see what happens.
What a weird system of
Amazon wants to charge me $50 for it.
That's like full price, yeah.
That is full price. That is cover price.
Jess, we had an Alex Ross show last year, and you said you were gonna get it.
Oh, actually, if I can do better, I can get a copy from somewhere around here that I know I can get a discount at. If you want to,
go to your local LCS or something.
Yeah, I know. Come on, I'm in the industry. This is what I do. So yeah, I know people. And also, you would be shocked. Maybe you wouldn't be. I know what all the other places in my area have at all times as far as collections. I'm very aware if they have stuff that's out of print, if they get stuff regularly, that's good. So I know who has stuff around here.
My whale is almost impossible.
What are you looking for? I might not be able to get it.
The Wonder Woman by Gail Simone omnibus.
That's hard to get now?
Yeah, okay. Because it came out right when the pandemic started.
And some of those were tough, man. Sorry, I don't want to take
No, go ahead. It's interesting.
Keep going.
Dude, Excalibur Omnibus, I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to tell everybody how much I order. Let's just say I ordered cases of that. Of both covers, I got one copy, and it's in my personal collection because I needed one. So, yeah, those pandemic books, some of those, I didn't get War of the Realms. I ordered that before FOC. Didn't get any. That was the one that sold out super quick, right? The Jason one. Yeah, I didn't.
All of them did. There was a 6 month. There was a 6 month period where everything went within minutes, if not seconds.
Stupid, yeah. And it was even hard for me to get stuff. That was tough even for a retailer at that time. So glad that's over with. Now it's good again.
Okay. Yeah, there really hasn't been many books lately where it sells out like immediately. Maybe within a month or maybe several weeks. But by then, hopefully, you've had opportunities. But it used to be like you'd have like 5 minutes, not even that.
Yeah, and it's interesting because as a retailer, both parts of that are cool because I want to be able to sell the books, and if they're hot and they sell out, well, that means I'm going to sell mine. But I like that we're now in an era where whales are becoming more scarce, and I mean that in a good way. Like there's less whales because so many things are in print, and okay, so I adjust. So maybe I sell more copies of a book instead of selling one at a higher price, and I adjust that way. But everybody is having a better shot at getting these, which is the real goal because I'm also a collector, so it's not just about making money. I want people to get their books. So I'm really happy that things are having better print runs and being reprinted more regularly.
And Saz Murph has a question for you. Since we're on the topic of your business and Diamond, he asks about how it is the deal with Random House moving forward.
Okay. Yeah. I'm so nervous, if I'm being so honest. And I've gone over this with Jess. They're awful. Okay, Diamond, when I first started getting my books from them, I would get an insane amount of damages. Annihilation, that was, Annihilation, I got 3 good copies out of multiple cases, and I got 3 good copies. So what I ended up doing was I'm a really nice guy, but when things need to be done, I can be really stern, and I don't mean to sound like I'm intimidating or anything, but I call I call Diamond, and I will go above the people who don't have an answer for me. You can't answer this? Give me your boss. And so eventually I got Diamond to change the way they were shipping things, and that made a huge difference. They started including better packing materials, and I stopped getting damages. Penguin, they're worse than Diamond was before I chewed them out. It's insane. I mean, it's like Amazon packaging, but with all my books, with all the books I'm trying to sell. So I've already talked to supervisors at Penguin, but I don't, I'm a small guy in this industry, and I don't carry a lot of weight compared to some of my competitors. And I think that once the bigger people start having real damage problems who order way more than me, I think things will change. They'll have to. So sorry that was a long answer, but it's
interesting. As a matter of fact, you have a compliment right here. Johnny's been a really interesting guest.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to be entertaining. So, and I definitely, because I'm also a collector and I'm in that part of this field, I have a lot of interest in all the nuances of it. So I look at it from both perspectives, the collector and the seller. I really try to do that as best I can. So thank you. And I try to keep up to date with all the news because that's my job. If I want to be taken seriously, this is my job. So thank you.
Nice. Now, this is a good question. I think Taylor will probably have a good answer right away. But
I have a line where you should go through. I have a whole line that you should go through of just like this is the books you go to in order.
But yeah, just give Leslie Ann a little minimum, like 3 or 4 books where she can start Batman.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I think you should start with year 1. That's the perfect origin story for Batman. I would say go to not year 2, the alternate year 2, which is Long Halloween. So go to the Long Halloween, Dark Victory, and Haunted Night. That's all by Tim Sale and Jeff Loeb, and then read the Scott Snyder run. Those are perfect starting points for people who want to read about Batman. They're all fantastic books. So read year 1, then do Long Halloween, Dark Victory, Haunted Night, and then Scott Snyder's Batman run, which starts with Court of Owls.
There you go, Leslie Ann.
Can I interject?
Sure.
Here's Johnny.
If there was room for one more in there, and this is a more modern one, but it fit pretty seamlessly. Have you guys read The Man Who Laughs?
Yeah, by Ed Brubaker.
Yeah, because that, in a way, it can fit right between year 1 and Long Halloween, because it kind of picks up right after that. I don't know. I think that it doesn't mesh as well with Long Halloween as it does with year 1, because it picks up right where that one ends. But I think that's a good one. Do you guys enjoy that story? I was surprised I liked it as much as I did.
Yeah, I mean, Ed Brubaker's my favorite comic writer, so I definitely agree that everything he does is really great. So I think you're right.
Actually, that was we were talking about the pandemic. That was one that when it came out, I had a hard time getting. I didn't get any copies, so I had to buy that from. I can't even remember where I bought it from, but I had to go out and just like buy it, the deluxe edition of that when it came out.
When the pandemic started, random things were selling out because usually deluxes don't sell out they usually sell out like maybe several months to a year, even never sell out. Whereas they were selling out like that. Even trade paperbacks were selling out really quick. So the hobby people were just collecting more. More people came into the hobby, which is great, but really annoying also for people like us who are used to getting books in a certain way. So it was hard to get used to for a while.
Well, and then they, as far as I can tell, as the retailer, I think that they've also increased the print runs of like subsequent volumes, like in the Cape Crusader and Dark Knight Detective series. Like you can still get like the volume 4s and 5s very regular. I have a ton of each. But the 1, 2s, and 3s are like stupid to get, especially the number 1. So I feel like they've increased the print runs as they've gone along, but then you got to go back and reprint the earlier ones. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they got to get on that.
Let's see. Did you not Batman damned a collector? Stop it. Minister, there's a copy of Wonder Woman Gail Simone on Amazon Canada. Too expensive for that's too expensive for the minister. But Hayden, thank you for the link. He sent me a link to a less expensive copy of Marvel's Deluxe Edition.
Get out of it, man.
You are the man. Thank you very much. I got that link. Thank you. I appreciate it because I have the Platinum Edition, which is great to look at for the art, but you have to set it on a table, and it's too hard to read. I sort of regret getting it as far as reading. Because I love to read it so much. It's not like the art of Harley Quinn or the art of Stanley Artgerm Lau. Those are big, tall books, which I can look at the art. But if I want to read the story, I got to get a smaller book. So,
do you do the like artist and artisan editions? I have the artist edition of Dark Knight Returns, the Frank Miller. It's amazing.
That's cool. I have. Let's see. I'm not big into them, but I do have a couple of them. I have a Mark Schultz portfolio, Jim Starlin's Marvel Cosmic Artifact Edition, and the biggest book in my collection. Oh, I have Jose Gonzalez's Vampirella art edition and Fantastic Four Behold Galactus, which is the biggest book in my collection. I almost didn't fit in the shelf that I built for all the biggest, tallest books.
You built a shelf? Like you built one?
No. I mean, it was a billy, and I adjusted it so that they could fit.
Just chopped down the tree himself.
I planed it. Yeah. I sanded it. I stained it. Yeah.
Well, hey, you're already a punk rocker. You might be a lumberjack too. I don't know what you do. You're crazy. I love it.
Crazy Jane, Little Nemo, definitely remember that story.
Little Nemo, yeah, it's about a quarter of an inch taller than Little Nemo. Good call. Little Nemo is the same size as my Vampirella, but the Fantastic Four is a teeny bit taller. Phil Duran has that Jim Lee Artist Edition. That's amazing.
You know, I'm just gonna throw it out there because you mentioned your biggest whale, the Gail Simone. My biggest whale right now is an artist edition. So if anybody has a beat on a sealed copy of the John Byrne X-Men artist edition, I'm willing to pay. I'm willing to pay for it. So
you're willing to pay.
Willing to pay, man.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Is Taylor wearing a Batman shirt? Can he stand up and show his shirt without text so I can see it?
I'm worried about being scammed, so I will not do that. I don't dance for Tyler Blunt.
I read Long Halloween and Hush once a year. Nice.
Can we talk Long Halloween, please?
You're dying to, but we can't talk for it more than 3 minutes.
That's all I need.
You have 3 minutes now.
Well, is it spoilers, man? Is it just me, or does that ending, it doesn't satisfy you? There's no way that Gilda Dent is the killer. I don't believe it, and I think we're gonna get the real reveal in the new one shot that's coming out this year. Are you guys familiar with that? That's coming out later this year.
I didn't know.
So it's the 25th anniversary of the book. It came out 96. So Tim Sale and Jeff Loeb are doing a one shot in October. I think it's like October 12th might be the release date. Don't quote me on the date. Yeah, and it's supposed to answer the open-ended questions from the Long Halloween.
Oh.
I just read it for the first time last year, and like it's my favorite Batman story now. I did the deepest deep dive you could do, man, because I don't think Gilda Dent's the killer. There's a lot of holes in that story. So do you guys have theories on that? Are you that into it or not really?
I like the story a lot, but I never really got that upset about her being the killer.
Okay.
There's multiple killers in a way. There's not just one person who did everything.
Right, but so that's the thing. When they leave it at the end, there was two killers. Well, who are they referring to? Because a lot of people make sense, but then there's kind of a hole in everybody's story. So is it implied that there's like more than two killers? Like I haven't been able to find an answer that satisfies me yet. Personally.
Can you show us your bulletin board with string and lines and everything?
No, you have no idea. I was gonna say that I'm just like that meme of Charlie from
Pepe Sylvia.
100% when I read that book. I have like 25 tabs open on my computer of different articles and video. Any YouTube video on the Long Halloween, I have watched it in the last year. Anyone. Yeah, obsessed. So I don't know. I just want to see if anybody else had opinions on who the killer might be that's not Gilda Dent.
I am the most unanalytical reader ever.
Okay.
Imagine as a reader, Jess is like someone who goes to the beach and just lay in the ocean to have the water wash over them. That is Jess reading a book.
Okay.
Whereas I'm more of a scuba diver who's looking for stuff and trying to find stuff in the ocean. Jess is above the surface, laying the
perfect analogy.
And every once in a while, I'll pull him down in the depths and say, "Look at this," and he goes, "I don't want to know about that." I even got him to sell a book. I even got him to sell a book that he liked because I hated it so much and made him realize it was bad.
That is true.
That's wild.
He'll never let me forget it.
Wow.
He'll never let me forget it.
What book was it?
Yeah, no, I am bobbing up and down on the waves while Taylor is down investigating the shipwreck for clues as to why it sunk.
But I've never gone this far. I think he's like you're the guy who's like really studying every grain of sand on the ocean floor.
With this book, I'm not like that with most things. This one got me though. I loved it. It really sucked me in. So yeah, that's my favorite Batman story for whatever that's worth. Do you guys have a favorite? We should discuss that. It's Batman Day. That's my number
favorite
one.
Batman story or book or
what's your favorite Batman story?
I reread it today.
Excellent.
Batman Detective Comics Mythology by Peter Tomasi and Doug Mahnke, who did Batman Man Who Laughs we just talked about earlier.
Oh, yeah, okay. Very nice.
Look at this. Jess sent you a link for that John Byrne edition to forward to Johnny. Guess what? I'm buying it instead.
Oh, that's bogus, man. After I send you Justice omnibuses, this is how you do your boy Johnny? Unbelievable. Thought we were punk rockers, man.
How much are you willing to pay for it?
Me?
Yeah. Yeah, you.
What's the retail on it? 125?
Yeah, here it's for sale for 155.
What? Oh my God! Are you kidding? That's half of eBay prices right now. Yeah, I'll buy that.
Okay, how much will you give me to send it to you?
Middleman? Well, that's worth at least 15%. You can negotiate though. I'd respect the hustle.
Okay, hang on. Let me send it to you. It's from the UK, but it's actually an American listing. Hayden's from the UK, so he found it. But
wow,
I'm gonna message it to you right now.
Cool.
So you'll have to convert it and get a hold of the guy. There it is. I just sent it to you.
All right.
Hayden, you are doing the Lord's work practically almost as much as the Minister of Comics, I think.
I owe you, Hayden, for real. Where did you send it to, just so I know?
I messaged it. I texted it to you.
Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Really. I can't believe that worked. Oh my God. Yeah.
Nice job, Hayden. It's actually not pricey because it's only $30 more than cover.
Yeah.
You said it was like $300 usually.
That the last sales have been 300. Yeah. And then there's sometimes they do like a variant cover for those, which are with really small print run. I saw one of those went for over 500 recently.
Who are these people who are dropping this kind of money on these books?
Who are these people?
What's the deal with these sales?
Who are these people on eBay charging so much for books? Am I right?
Yeah, man, those people. Who are they? I don't know.
That's some spot on Seinfeld impressions, Jess.
James Abel, this is your worst idea ever.
Yo, Super Squad D is supposed to have me on to talk DBZ, man. I'm Johnny Dragon Balls, man. That could be my name. I don't take that out of context, but DBZ is my jam.
I know nothing about DBZ, and I'm perfectly happy not knowing. There's so much else out there that's trying to get stuffed into my brain. I'm still working on Batman the Animated Series, so I just
you have to finish that, dude.
Taylor, you DBZ fan or not so much?
I grew up watching it. I even watched Dragon Ball Z Kai because I'm just tired of multiple episodes of and people on the sidelines going, "Oh my gosh!" I just get tired of it. So I need to watch Dragon Ball Kai because it cuts out all the fluff that isn't needed.
You know what was so insane? One time I had an episode of Dragon Ball Kai on with my fiance, and she was like, "Man, there's not much happening," and I was like, This is the condensed version. I'm like, what do you mean nothing's happening? I'm like, oh, you can't even handle the real show. That's ridiculous.
I was a big fan of the Trunk Saga.
Yeah, man. I don't want to turn this into a DBZ talk, but I think the series.
You do not. Well, I was so cut you off.
Jess sleeps with his eyes open, so I think he was asleep for a little bit.
No.
We'll cut it down.
Stop.
We're good.
Jess is very accommodating.
I'm just going through the chat real quick, and
Rose Gray, SSD bucks are worthless, so we will not loan them to you.
Let's go back to Long Halloween. Agreed that the ending isn't perfectly tied up with the killers.
I saw a really interesting theory that it was Falcone would have been the second killer because there's a theory that he was like facilitating the whole thing the whole time. That one can make some sense if you reread the story. Can be
Michael Lombardo. How dare you? Thurston Howell talks like this, Lovey, and Seinfeld talks like this. It's completely different. Come on. No, wait. What did Rose Gray have to say that you were talking about?
Anyone loan me some SSD points?
We don't honor SSD points on this channel.
It's like the points in Whose Lines Anyway. The points don't matter.
Exactly. Or on any of those shows. Okay, we were on favorite Batman stories. My favorite Batman story is the Flashpoint Batman story with Thomas Wayne, written by the guy that did Batman Damned. What's his name again? It's
Brian Azzarello.
Brian Azzarello, who I met at Baltimore Con after trashing Batman Damned for months, and I just went up to him and told him how awesome Flashpoint Batman was, and got into a 10-minute conversation with him about that. And fortunately, he had no idea who I was, and we had an enjoyable conversation. I won't say he's the most approachable guy, but once we got talking, he was very animated for him and into it. He was actually doing something with Tom King when I talked to him, and he stopped, broke eye contact with Tom King and started talking to me, which I thought was nice because obviously I interrupted their conversation, but I was lathering him up about Flashpoint Batman and what a great reveal that was, and the biggest twist I'd ever read in comics after having read comics for 55 years, and he was pleased. And then I coughed, Batman Damned sucked, and he didn't pick up on it, so it's okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Batman Venom, so underrated.
Nice pick, my friend. Very good.
Well,
we need a deluxe edition of that.
Well, yeah, speaking of collect editions we need, there should be a line of omnis of all those different Legends of the Dark Knight books.
I was wondering when that was going to get brought up. Yeah. Okay. So one of the first times I ever had my heart broken by DC, again, this would be kind of before I found like the omnibus groups and the collected edition groups and everything. So I was kind of on my own. And there was an Amazon solicitation for a new printing of Batman Shaman, except it included the first 15 issues of, or it might have even been the first 20 issues of Legends of the Dark Knight, which included Shaman, Gothic, Venom, and Prey. And it was all supposed to be in like one trade, and it got canceled. And dude, again, this is before I knew better. I sold my copies of Venom and Prey. And then, dude, when I had to rebuy those, I hate myself for how much
those got pricey quick.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Prey, I think especially. Venom, I think I was able to get for normal price, but Prey, $60-$70, and it's like a $30 trade. Yeah. And then, dude, Shaman, I had to overpay stupid for. That was like $80.
I don't know why they haven't done this yet. That would definitely sell. A line of these omnibus would definitely sell.
Right. Well, they don't do a lot of things that make sense at DC. You know, I used to like think in my head like Omar. I was always like, man, Omar should work at Marvel. And I was like, no, dude, you need a guy like that at DC fixing the problems. Marvel's doing fine.
That's Taylor and me working at DC.
There you go. Get hired, man.
That collected editions department in less than an hour.
They are doing better recently, though. Some of the solicitations, like the Question Omnibus that people have asked for years, they are doing a little bit better, but they're still starting with hardcovers and going to paperbacks to finish out a series. Like, come on, man. Yeah. Screw that. That's so annoying.
That is awful. And the Tom King Deluxe thing is even worse. 5 deluxes, and then all we have so far are the trades to finish it out. I'm not digging that.
Yeah, who's making those decisions? Like, how do they just throw darts at a board and go?
No, drunk monkeys throw the darts.
No, Johnny, I was telling Jess this a couple of weeks ago. Here's how I view the people at the DC Collected Editions department. So a couple of weeks ago, I was at the pool with my family, and I was meeting my wife and my son there. So I have a pool pass that I go in with. And so I go up to the front desk, and the girl who's working there is sleeping like this. And I'm like, should I wake her up? Like, should I just walked in? I feel like that's the person at the Collected Editions department. They're just laying on their desk. Every once in a while, I'm like, oh crap, I gotta do some work. And they just like quickly do something. And they have no idea what's going on. They're just trying to get stuff done so they don't get fired and don't get noticed. Then they'll go back to sleep again. And they'll wake up in a frenzy the next day.
Okay.
That's a fair assessment.
Here's the comment of the day from Farhan. Hi, Just Taylor, another dude. I know I'm late, but here I am. Peace and love from Malaysia. Always good to see Farhan.
Farhan's always here, and it's always like 5 a.m.
It's any time the show is, he's there. As a matter of fact, Michael Lombardo, Tom King, I spoke to first, and he shot me down really hard about appearing on the show. I complimented him on his Batman run. He drew. He'll always illustrate his really terrible drawings in your book. So I had a copy of something with a terrible illustration. I asked him about appearing on the show. He said, you'll have to talk to the publicist to DC. I was like, well, these are the guys that have appeared on the show. He said, publicist. And I'm like, good to see you, Mr. King. Thank you so much for the drawings. And yeah, so I sulked away actually from Tom King, not the other way around.
Yeah, Peter
Crash
Tomasi
Line
gave you the shaft too, I think.
Who did?
Peter Tomasi gave you the shaft too.
Oh, yeah, he was not even interested. He
signed all those books for me that you got for me.
He was excited. I picked up a bunch of books. What were the books that I got for you? Was it his detective run?
No, it was his Arkham Knight stuff. And you got them signed because Sam was just born and he wrote like some personal messages to me. That was really cool.
I think like 3 out of the 4 books didn't all 4 books he write stuff in?
Yeah, he wrote in all of them.
He couldn't have been nicer about that, but he was not interested in appearing in the show. He wasn't a dick about it, but he was just like, I don't do that. I'm not really into that at all. I'm not.
I get it. Like I
didn't give him a hard time.
I tried to get Kurt Busiek on. He responded and said, I just don't really do interviews like that.
Yeah.
So
and I was fine. I said, okay. I was disappointed, but I was like, okay, well, I love your work and thank you for doing all the things in these books, because he took extra time to do that. So I don't feel badly towards Tom King or Tomasi for being like that, being the way they are. It's just the way they are. They're just not into it. Yeah, Taylor, your volume is a little bit low.
I tried turning it up. I'm not sure.
What about getting the mic closer to your face, maybe?
I don't really have a mic. I used using my headphones.
You have the mic on your headphones.
I could turn it up a little bit, and I tried turning the volume all the way up. Is that better at all?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Flex. Okay, wait. Another dude. We should change your name to another dude. But speaking of the other dude, he's known as Johnny from DyingBreedCollectors.com, where for the rest of the month, 10% off all books on his site. 10% off with the code Taylor, not Tyler. So I want to report back at the end of the month how many people use this code, because I think 100%. It's going to be your most popular code.
People just want to use it. They don't even want the books. Yeah. Like, I just got to get this code in.
Yeah. Don't send me anything. Just take 10% off for no reason.
Hayden just sent me this. He always sends me good memes.
Okay, wait. Let me highlight you. When you find out you get replaced by Johnny.
It's official, guys. Tyler's off the show completely.
Yeah, that's a classic. That's great.
That's so funny.
Okay, so DyingBreedCollectors.com, Taylor, not Tyler, 10% off the rest of the month on everything. Everything.
It's got to go. Everything. Get it out.
Everything's got to go.
Tyler just sent me this.
What is that? Okay, wait. Where's the? You know what the meme that I like is "Boo this man." Boo this man.
What is that from? Wait, what is that from?
I don't know. I want to know what it's from. Everybody out there in the chat, somebody has got to know. What's that meme from where he's going, "Boo this man. Boo this man."
Oh, it's from the movie Half Baked with Dave Chappelle.
Oh, with Dave Chappelle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, never mind, chat. And Flo Mofo, I'm sorry, I don't remember where I got this shirt. If I look through,
did you find it sitting in your sweater closet one day? Jess has a whole sweater closet in his house, Johnny. I saw it in person.
Really? Do you have like sweater vests in there, or would that be its own separate closet as well?
That's in a separate part of the house. That's in my regular closet.
His butler has to go back and forth between them to get him his stuff.
You saw it. It's just a room.
His butler's name is Chives, and he has to go back and forth in between these closets.
You are so weird. It was just a room at the top of the stairs that already had built-in bookshelves. So we call it the library, but it's just bookshelves. And then it had a closet there, so that's where
Before
we put our sweaters.
before I even saw the vault, I asked Jess, "Can I see the sweater closet?" That was the first thing I asked for.
Oh,
That is true.
where is the vault in your house? Is it basement or no?
Yeah, it's the basement.
I might have asked you this. Do you ever have any issues with humidity? Do you do anything with that or no?
I have a dehumidifier, yeah.
All the time running 24/7?
Yeah.
Okay, because we just got the new house and I'm deciding between the basement and upstairs for the collection. Basement's bigger, but I'm worried about the humidity. So
Well, get a couple if it's bad enough, get a couple of dehumidifiers.
Yeah.
If you need them.
Yeah.
I even have one in my office, which is upstairs. It's always good to have one around books like this.
Sure.
I think it's good to have it wherever you are.
Yeah,
We don't
before I
have one
leave-
in the sweater closet, but we do have one in the basement.
Yeah, the dehumidifiers in the sweater closet keep the moths away. So definitely
Right.
have that.
That's the cedar closet, as we call it.
Yeah, I was gonna say before I knew that, I had a room that was humid and all my books waved out like crazy, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're all damaged!" And I was able to fix it, but
Yeah, they'll go back unless you like
Yeah,
dipping
they
them in
did.
water. They'll go back.
right, yeah. You know, I also found like I'll put the silica gel packets on the shelf like behind the books, and like that can't hurt either, like to absorb some moisture. I find that helps. So
I feel compelled to answer this question. MN40, you're a great viewer, great fan. I do not dig Detective New 52 at all. That's why there's no love for it. Oh, you've not read it. Okay, I don't want it to receive the Omni treatment. I don't want it to be reprinted. I picked it up, read it, and immediately took it to Second and Charles. It's not notable at all. It's just not. It's a space sucker, a space absorber on your shelf. So boo that run. Boo. No, I do not have any smoking jackets, you weirdos. I don't know. I guess I only like the most popular Batman stories. Going to need to turn in my hipster Batman card. The one-shot deals are good. You like what you like, Crash Lion. It's fine. Gotham by Gaslight, Arkham. You like what you like.
There's a reason why these are considered the best. There's a reason why they're classics.
Yeah.
have you guys tried reading like the old Batman and Detective Comics like issues like consecutively? Because I have, and man, when they're miss, they are miss. It is not good.
Like old school stuff, like the Golden Age.
Okay, well, I did start reading. I tried reading Golden Age Omnibus 1. I had the first 3 and got 10 issues in and sold all 3.
Yeah, I sold mine too.
It was rough. No, but I meant even like the era I collect, like the 80s and 90s, like the stuff that's in the Cape Crusader and Dark Knight Detective, like Many Deaths of Batman, like by John Byrne. I thought that was just okay. Have you guys read that story? Like that was just okay. Yeah. Death in the Family, I think is just okay. It's okay.
I sort of agree with that. But wait, we have a different opinion, and this opinion is as valid as mine. MN40 New 52 Detectives Comics run was very good. Whoa, I'll tell my uncle not to sell his N52 Detective trade paperbacks. We have a new meme. So MN40, it's sort of a toss-up. I didn't care for it. Phil Duran did. So you may need to go to your uncle's and make your own decision. It's okay. Wait, let's see that new meme. You're on.
Ooh. Oh, sorry. I know you're gonna show it to me. It's like the cat meme.
Yeah.
You always have.
The promo code is not Tyler. Man, Hayden is fast.
Hayden is fast. I always get like 5 of them after each show we do.
NCM, near condition mint. You could go on near condition mint. Oh, this is a book that both Taylor and I like.
Ooh, that's
we had
one
a
of my
whole
favorites.
episode about it.
One of the best absolutes in my opinion. I love that book. I love Court of Owls. I love Death in the Family, but Black Mirror is Scott Snyder's best Batman work.
Here's a good question from True Graphic Novel fan 1989. What is everyone's favorite Batman Elseworld story? Mine is the entire Batman Vampire trilogy, Red Rain, Bloodstorm, Crimson Mist. What do you guys? Can you think of any Batman Elseworld stories?
I really want to check out the Batman. Is it versus Predator or versus Aliens, or do they have both?
They have an Aliens one.
Yeah, that looks sick. The artwork, like I've seen the trades, I think maybe, and they look pretty good. So I would want to check that out. How about you?
Do they have to be like Elseworld labels or just stories that aren't in main continuity? Because that kind of affects my.
Do whatever gets you an answer within the next 10 seconds.
Oh gosh! All right, thanks. I would say obviously Earth One is like I think it's one of my favorite Batman books ever. I really enjoy that. That would probably be my answer. Overall.
My answer too. For
Trying to think what
purposes
else.
of this question, we're considering the Earth One books Elseworld stories.
All right.
I looked for that. I will say I do have a story about that green. I can't think of what it's called. The Green Lantern Batman Elseworld story, where Batman's like the Green Lantern of Earth. I thought it had a very ambiguous ending. That was a really. It felt like it was cut short, and I didn't. I looked for it forever, and I finally found it, and now I don't know. It's been released in a collection, and of course, I spent too much money on it at a convention and was disappointed in it. Let's see. Oh, okay, wait. Just a sec.
That's amazing.
Adrian just hates sometimes unobjectively, considering he hated the masterpiece of Batman Damned. Well, you're right. Sometimes I do hate unobjectively. That is true. Jake Rocco, that is an awesome story talking about Black Mirror, true graphic novel. Black Mirror. Also, Phil Duran chimes in. Let's see. Doom Came to Gotham is the best Elseworld story. Gotham by Gaslight. All three Earth One Batman amazing, and that cliffhanger. I need another volume.
Does it continue? Is there enough material for a fourth volume? I don't know what that series is like. I'm not familiar enough with it.
They end it in a way in the third one that it looks like they're going to have more.
Yeah.
Okay.
They end each volume with a teaser of what's to come next, basically.
You know, if anyone's interested, I might as well say this. I do have a set. I have one more set of Batman Earth One hardcovers available at the website. That's all free.
Ooh, and you can get them for 10% off
can.
the
You can
already
get 10%
discounted
off.
price.
With the
That's
best
true.
code ever made by human hands.
Yes, and what is this question? What is this? What are you saying here, Dick Collector? You are making me some killer cash because of your eBay video. I didn't make an eBay video. I did make a video that I was purging and how it's good to curate your collection. About $1,000 in 2 to 3 days. What are we talking about here?
I think he's saying his video motivated him to sell books. The one you just did a couple days ago.
Oh, is that what you're saying? You decided to sell some of your books to Collector because of my video? If so, good for you. Sorry, selling your books. Is that what you're doing? You're selling your books?
I'm connecting those dots and saying yes.
Thank you. Oh, and we have a super chat. Thank you, BJ Kicks.
Nice.
Happy Batman Day. Love Batman Ego. That's a good one. Any Darwin Cook book.
Selena's Big Score is a great Darwin Cook book as well. I love
yeah.
I love that stuff. It's great.
Wait. Heads to Dying Breed Collectors. Oh, Heads to Dying Breed Collectors.
So that Batman,
right?
yeah, it's $52.50 for the set of 3, and then 10% off would get you another $5.20 off of that. $5.25 off of that. So it's going to be like $46.25, something like that. $47.25.
A great deal for a great series.
I hope so.
Okay. He sold 5 things, and now he can buy statues. Okay, good. I helped motivate you, and it's helping out. Good.
Or you can save that money. Said every wife everywhere.
What?
Or we can pay for our children's food. Said every wife.
Okay, serious question. This is actually a really good question from Langston Brown. Better collection, Tynan, however he's pronouncing it, Detective Run, which was awesome, or Leb Sale, however it is pronounced, Batman Run, which has Long Halloween, Hush, Next Door Neighbor, Mint Condition, whatever those stories were.
I really do like the Detective Run. I think it's really great in the beginning. It's okay in the middle, then great again at the end. Whereas I really enjoy Loeb's run all the way through. So I would say Loeb and Sale's my favorite of the two.
The consensus that I've heard seems to be that most people dislike the Haunted Night book out of the three Loeb and Sales. So I'm wondering, like, as a whole, as a run, you're saying Tinian also has some lulls in it, like
the middle. Like I think there's four, is there 4 hardcovers? I'm trying to look right now. Yeah, there's 4 of them. The first was great. The second 2 were okay, and the fourth one was great. So it was never bad. There was just a lull in the middle of it.
Sure. Yeah, that Haunted Night, that absolute is still in print. You can get that anywhere.
I really enjoyed that.
Do you dig that one?
Yeah.
Again, I'm thinking like the consensus that I've seen is like usually people kind of dog that one out of the 3. And then, like I said, if it's still available, I'd kind of use that as a gauge for how many people want it. Because the other 2 are stupid to get. Dark Victory Absolute, that book is stupid hard to get.
Was that the Absolute that kind of fell apart, Jess? That didn't have good binding? If I remember correctly,
you would have to ask the person on eBay that I sold it to.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Ouch. You know, I think the original.
It was still sealed when I sold it, so I don't know.
Jess doesn't like Tim Sale art, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna read that book. Actually, Dying Breed, you've frozen. Just so you know.
Did I?
You have frozen a little bit.
I'm having a hard time even hearing you, Jess.
You're having a hard time hearing me?
Yeah, I am at least.
Okay, chat, are you having any problems with any of us besides Dying Breed? Looks like he checked out.
I'm fine now that he left. It started working. He must have been the issue.
DBC is fine on my screen. It's weird. Sometimes, and Crashline does everyone's fine.
It's hard because even though it doesn't mess up for everybody, it messes up for us, and it's really distracting.
Is that better? My bad?
Yeah.
It's weird. This happens all the time with us where on one of our ends, it'll be hard for us to hear the other person or it'll be frozen. But nobody else has that problem, but it's so distracting for you that you can't even pay attention.
The chat's saying everything was fine, and Taylor couldn't hear me, and you were frozen, and okay, everybody's happy now, so that's cool.
We're back. Cool.
We're back. Let's try and talk another Batman topic. How about... Okay, no, that's too easy. I was going to say worst Batman. Well, no. Worst Batman story ever.
Year 2.
That was quick.
Worse?
I'll say Batman Damned.
I'm gonna go Death in the Family. I know I feel like I'm rushed on that answer. I'm gonna say just because the hype was built up in my head that it would be better, so it was a really big letdown for me to read it. But that's maybe on me more than the book itself. I thought it would be wild.
Boy, this is I may change my.
Yeah. That's
and BJ Kick does another one.
Yeah.
Well, and there's A3N with another one. Okay, wait. Okay, let's stop and regroup here. Batman Endgame.
I really like Endgame.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't. Well, that's a personal choice of Hayden, so that's fine. I didn't like Jean-Paul Valley.
Pretty sure nobody did.
No. Yeah, I've said before what the buildup was to this and how disappointing it was back when I was getting it in floppies. So that's legit. This is totally legit. Mm-hmm. It never even got finished, and it has him, saying stupid things. This is obviously one of the worst things ever written. Plus, it doesn't even have good art like it should have.
And it's Neil Adams trying to shill his stupid Hollow Earth theory.
Yeah, there's that.
Did he write that one as well?
Yeah.
Yes. That's why it's so bad.
Yeah. You guys were adamant, and then too many choices flooded in. Batman Golden Child. I never read that.
That's another Frank Miller.
There seems to be a theme here.
Frank Miller, when he hits it out of the park, it's a grand slam. When he misses, man, he falls flat on his face.
Oh, do any of you own this thing? The complete Frank Miller Batman, the leather-bound hardcover. You guys ever seen this? You got
Right
this?
here, dude.
You got stacked. You got stacked deck as well.
Right here, dude.
My man.
They're
Love
both right together with my Dark Knight figures of Superman, Batman. Carrie has Robin, and then the Batman Army guy. Those are old school figures.
These ones?
There's a glare there, so I can't really tell if it. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, you have them in the box. Nice.
Come on, yeah, man. Collectors, dying breed collectors, not dying breed plays with toys.
Let's see.
You know, I'm not a Superman guy, but I think that Superman figure is great. If I wasn't Superman, I would want to own that, but I think he's kind of lame.
I like the Batman one because he came with batarangs, and at the time, I thought that was cool.
Dude, have you seen the NECA Batman 89 Batarang? I'm buying that, and I'm going to throw it at somebody. I can't wait to get that thing. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna throw it at somebody.
I won't throw it at anybody. I'm just being a goof, but I
know.
Man, where'd he go?
Something may have happened at his house. He'll be back.
Yeah, and they got now they have the grappling, like the launcher, the grappling.
Yeah.
They got the animated series one, and they have the one from Batman 89. Come on, man.
Those are cool.
Those are so cool, dude.
Okay, this is interesting because I like
Batman Inc.
I liked Batman Incorporated, but Phil did not, and somebody else agreed with him. Rose Gray. I agree with whoever said Incorporated. Okay.
Oh, Kenneth Crayley Jr. Good question, man. Are you guys reading Batman 89?
I am not reading either of these.
I'm waiting until the collected edition comes out.
Smart. You know, yeah, 89's one that I can't do that with, which I just love that movie so much. I think it's so great. Big fan.
I bought the NECA Batarang at my LCS yesterday.
Love it, dude. BJ,
did you throw it at anybody, BJ? Dying breed with that non-dying enthusiasm. You better believe it, buddy.
Man, I'm just as into this stuff as you guys. I swear to God, I love it. Maybe more sometimes.
This is a good question, I think.
I wanted to bring
Killing Joke aged like milk.
That's Jess's favorite comment of the night.
That is. I love it when somebody says that.
I think it's overrated, man.
I am one who feels like it did age like milk. I enjoyed it when it first came out. I look back at it now and I sold it. I got it out of my collection. I don't like it at all. I understand maybe I do understand why everybody was so whipped up about it back when it came out. I look back in it and it has aged poorly for me. I reread it and I got rid of it. So I agree with his comment. Other people may not, but yeah, I agree with his comment.
I like it more than Jess does, but I agree that it really does treat Barbara Gordon like a plot device, not a human being, and that's problematic. And I think people are happy with how she was portrayed later on as Oracle, and people were mad whenever she was taken back to Batgirl in New 52, I believe.
When Gail Simone did that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with Gail Simone being on it, but it was just about her being out of the wheelchair and being able to walk again.
Right.
I'm getting some flack there for saying it's overrated. That's okay.
Saying what's overrated?
Killing Joke. I think it is. Alan Moore has admitted himself that he doesn't think it's his best work because
he hates everything that he's done too.
That's a good point. Killing Joke. Here's the thing, man. For me, I don't, as you could tell by my long Halloween rant, I don't like an ambiguous ending, and that Grant Morrison theory just killed it for me. What do you guys think of the ending? Did he kill him? It fits the story better. Why else would it be called The Killing Joke? That's a good argument.
I think The Killing Joke should have been an Elseworld story. I think that would have been a perfect ending where he actually finally says, I have to kill the Joker. It has to be, he has to die. I don't like that they brought it into continuity. Now, I think they did a good job of turning Oracle into a great character, but I just don't like the way they did it in that story because she has no lines in that book. She's just shot. She's just not even a character, and it is problematic as the whole women being fridge type of thing. It just didn't. There's a lot of things that didn't age well in comics with women in particular. So
we should talk a little bit about that Absolute Edition because it's an interesting one because it's such a short story. So to fill the book, they did the 2 different colorings of it. So what are your guys' opinions on something like that? I wish they would do that with more stuff. I like when it is very true to the original instead of updated. Neil Adams Omnibus. Are you kidding me? Why did they do that?
Jess's most popular video ever.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awful, dude. See, do you agree with me? It doesn't look good?
That was one of the first videos I ever did about it was called Why I Dislike. I didn't want to use the word hate, so I said Why I Dislike Neil Adams Batman Omnibus with a Fiery Passion.
There you go.
And it is easily my most popular video. I think if you Google that, I might come up on the first page.
Wow.
Because of the hits I've gotten. I'm not sure about that, but somebody told me that. I don't Google myself, so I don't know.
You're not that vain? Come on, I do.
Ever since the incident, Jess hasn't Googled himself since then.
The incident.
We don't talk about the incident. So I've signed an NDA that I can only call it
anything, you jerk.
I can only call it the incident. So I can't refer to anything else beyond that. Hayden, if we can have an incident meme.
No, do not. There's no such thing. Stop it. You're being a jerk. No, the thing's an abomination. I have a whole video on why it's so bad. You lose everything that was so dynamic and creative and such a turning point in comic book history by his recoloring and re-inking it because he can't. I'm going to say it. He can't draw as well now as he could then, and back then it was more than a brush of fresh air. It was like the scales had been washed away from all our eyes, and we saw comics for what they really could be. Because he always said, if superheroes existed, this is how they would look, the way I draw them. That's what Neil Adams would say. And he's right. And he was just a young guy back in 68 when World's Finest first started showcasing his art and DC started putting his covers on. And then he did work for Marvel. But his whole Batman thing with the Ra's al Ghul thing and with Denny O'Neil, starting with World's Finest and going through that, the Denny O'Neil stories, the impact that it had was that we were just coming off of really crappy late Silver Age Batman stories that featured like the Grasshopper Gang and Joker and his little buddy Jokerette or Wildcard or whatever he was, the little mini Joker figure, and Penguin was just a goofball. Everybody was a goofball, and then all of a sudden Neil Adams comes in with Denny O'Neil and makes some serious comics with some real art, and he completely trashes it by recoloring it in those awful garish colors and splooshing over with his dumb ink lines his original drawings. And thank goodness they didn't do that with the Deadman Omnibus or the Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Absolute, or Deluxe, because those were brilliant. And I will even say that Neil Adams, when he was young, was a halfway decent writer, although I think there was a lot of tinkering with editors in there to make it a little more coherent and cohesive. With Deadman, the art was really great in the Deadman Omnibus that he drew, and the stories were really decent. So we're lucky we have that, and the Deadman Omnibus and the Green Lantern stuff make me almost 100% confident that when we get those late Silver Age and early Bronze Age Batman books, his stuff will be untouched, and we'll get the original stuff, and you'll be able to see. You'll go back to the early Silver Age Batman things with Batmite and Bathound. Well, I don't want to say anything bad about Bathound. With just the Batman in space and Robin Dies at Dawn and all. Well, that's actually a really good book. I'm on a rant right now.
It's away.
You'll look at the like 1965 issues of Batman and Detective, and you'll see great covers by Carmine Infantino that will suck you into the book. And then you get C+ level art with D level stories, and boom, all of a sudden it becomes a different ball game. Late Silver Age, early Bronze Age with Batman. You will be able to compare yourself and see what I'm talking about in probably 3 years from now.
I loved that you are that into that rant. I loved it.
Wait, let me highlight that. Whoops. Wrong guy. Sorry. Aiden, I'm going to kill you. K-Dog, no, I am in my 13th year of recovery. I need a shot of root beer, not whiskey. But I get what you're saying. I need a sedative. So, and yes, I totally backpedaled on Bat Hound because I know Bat Hound. Taylor sent me a thing today, I think, that had a picture of Batman with like a really amazing Bat Hound on it.
Yeah, Mark Russell, who did the Flintstones book, he posted that he's working on a Batman book right now that to come out next year, and it had a picture of Batman with some kind of dog that had a bat symbol, and pretty cool.
And we both just said we're in.
I wanted to show this off because we were talking Neil Adams. So,
okay, just check.
Neil Adams.
That's one of his most famous covers.
Absolutely.
I have that. CGC did about 8.0.
Do you really?
Oh yeah. We'll have a private stream and I'll show you all the CGC books I have.
That's did you get it graded or did you buy it graded?
That was in my personal collection that I got graded.
Did you buy that off the rack, my friend?
I did.
Oh man, that is so cool. And then you got it graded? I love this.
When I was 13 years old, I was bagging my own books and cutting out cardboard to fit in there.
You're the man.
So
while you were listening to punk rock music, right?
Not yet. It hadn't been invented yet. Hayden, you're going to take over the show here. I raised a lot of money with that.
Was it for something? Was it for? It was
for comic books for kids. Yeah, Lou and I. Lou and I dressed up in drag and earned to them like over $800.
You look like Selena Kyle in Dark Knight Returns, and the Joker makes her with a Wonder Woman costume.
Oh my God, he does so hard. That is so wild.
How did that ever get brought up? I don't know how we never thought of that before. No, as terrifying as Jess was, Lou was terrifying.
Oh yeah,
Lou like was the stuff of nightmares. He was Harley Quinn, right? Like he actually had a full like hairdo, makeup. It was.
He intense. Was in makeup for like 4 hours.
It was intense.
And it was it was kind of like 11 a.m. Sunday, I think, that we did it. He started makeup at like 7 a.m. with a real legit makeup artist that came over to his house, or he went to her salon and got made up. I mean, I just had my wife do my face and I shaved. That was my big deal, that I shaved. Let's see.
Best and worst DC Batman movies.
I foolishly bought his new Deadman series. Ooh, because this Hannah was in it, but I don't think I'll actually ever force myself to read it. Yeah, I didn't. I don't know the answer to this question. I have the feeling that he has enough pull with DC that this is my theory, that he just went to them and said, or they may have said to him, we want to do an omni of all your Batman stuff. And he said, okay, but only if I can go over the art and recolor it and redraw it. And they said, sure. And it probably sounded like a good idea at the time. It didn't work out that well at all.
Wait, did he redraw stuff too for that? It's not just...
He drew over it. He drew over it.
I didn't know that part.
Okay, wait a sec.
That's disturbing.
Everything's moving too fast for me with
it's
Hayden.
wild.
What is that?
That's Selena Kyle as Wonder Woman in Dark Knight Returns animated movie.
That's awful. Hayden, stop.
I'll keep showing it as long as he sends them. I think it's officially our longest show ever.
I know. We've been just going. K-Dog has a good point here. I also didn't like the Swamp Thing recolor absolutes. Glad I kept my trades. I also kept my trades. I understand if people liked the new stuff was interesting looking. To me, it didn't have the atmosphere of the old stuff, so I kept the old stuff. But if you like the new absolutes, there they are for you. But
the best recoloring for me is whenever David Mazzucchelli went back in year one and redid the colors and updated them.
Okay.
I mean, the originals were I'm not saying one's better than the other. I just think it wasn't detracting and added to it. It made it look more modern for maybe newer readers. But it was still had that good atmosphere of like a gritty crime noir. And that's why I'm thinking about picking up the Absolute because it has both of them. Yeah. But it's just so expensive. It's $125.
Not at Dying Breed Collectors. I actually have it for way cheaper than that, and you can get 10% off using the code Taylor, not Tyler.
There we go.
I do have that in stock, actually. If you want.
I just meant over. It should have been like the Absolute Killing Joke that was $75 cover price. That's what I meant.
Yes, I agree. They definitely milked that one. I was thinking about this earlier when I was thinking about stuff we would talk about on the show. If I had a choice or I had to say, I would want them to be printing everything the way that they did the old coloring of the Batman book, like with that paper, kind of how like the X-Men Grand Design omnibus was, where it's like the classic actual like newsprint paper.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that? Because that, like we're saying, the Neil Adams book, if they do the Silver Age on me, it's going to be true to the art or true to the original. To an extent, the truest way would be to put it on this newsprint and let it look that way.
And not on glossy?
Correct, because I do think it
yeah.
I mean, it makes it look different. It does.
I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
It looks, to me, the best way I could put it is like it looks almost too cartoonish when it's recolored digitally, even if it's like the classic colors. I don't know. It's got more depth when it's the original.
Yeah, I think the David Mazzucchelli year one's the only example I can think of where I actually really enjoyed it.
Where the updated coloring?
The recoloring.
Yeah, but isn't he very much so like a classically trained like artist?
Right. Yeah, he's only done like how many? He's only done Born Again and Year One, both classics, and he kind of stopped and became like a professor or something.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's done much beyond that. So he's is classically trained.
I have to give a 5-minute warning. The show's gone on a long time, and I have to take my dog out for a walk. So
let's do that giveaway though before we.
Oh, okay. Well, how do you want to do it?
I mean, we could do a question. We could just do like an opinion-based question, Batman related.
Okay.
Who has the best answer? I don't know. I mean, you guys can shoot one out if you got a good one. I don't know.
This is DyingBreedCollectors.com, where the code this month for the rest of the month is Taylor, not Tyler, for 10% off everything on his site. And he's giving away a Caped Crusader Volume 5.
How about this question? The one that we think is the funniest, the one that makes us laugh the most wins. Why is Taylor better than Tyler?
Perfect.
And the one that makes us laugh the most wins.
BJ Kicks, the answer is yes. Those 3 standard hardcovers are what is collected in the Omni, and I have those, and I'm getting ready to sell those too.
Yeah,
I don't need those anymore. I'm not even going to look at them. The benefit is Odyssey is not collected in those 3 standard hardcovers, whereas Odyssey is in all its glory in the omnibus, and it's awful.
Can I say one quick thing about the giveaway? It's also U.S. only. I don't know if we have any international watchers. Sorry, I don't know if that ruins it for anybody. If it does, I'm sorry. But is that okay that I do it that way?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not like you're saying our international viewers are terrible. It's just a lot easier.
I gotta say, when I first started the business, you guys have no idea how much time I spent looking into getting an account with somebody who would make international shipping reasonable, and it just doesn't exist. Like, no matter what they're going to have to overpay for the shipping because it can't come out of the book price, unfortunately. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure we always do that for giveaways and things like that. We love our international viewers. We have a ton of them. It's just, sorry guys, it's just too hard.
It's impractical. Yeah. And I'll get a lot of people internationally who will buy something from me off eBay and then they'll see the fees and be like, I got to cancel. And I don't get mad at it because I'm like, yeah, you're paying 75% of the price of the book just in fees. It's stupid. So.
Uh-oh. Well, is it the last one that made you laugh?
Wow.
That's a pretty good one.
I don't know. That seems...
it made me laugh right when I saw it. There's some other good ones like Tailor Made versus Tylenol. The choice is simple. That's a pretty good one. It's clever. But whenever I saw that one, I just laughed.
Yeah, I think the contest is over.
Well, yeah, because it was who makes us laugh the most. So.
Yeah, and that made... Taylor laugh out loud, which is a good accomplishment.
I hope I'm going to make Tyler watch this part. Make him read all the comments. Me and Tyler really are friends. It's just funny to make fun of him.
Yeah, because he takes everything. You can't bother him.
He's like Teflon. Everything bounces off of him. It doesn't work.
Okay, so you want BJ Kicks to how do you want him to get a hold of you for the
are you cool finding my Instagram and messaging me on there? Is that a fair request? If you can do that, that's easiest. I'm cool with that. And you send me your address and I'll mail your book out, man. Also, I think BJ Kicks has a YouTube channel, if I'm not mistaken. People check that.
Oh,
I think that's him. I think he's got one. I think I've seen it. So we want to support everybody, I think, in the
peace and love. Go check out BJ Kicks' channel.
I think so. If I'm making that up, sorry for giving you
his name is familiar to me. Yeah,
I follow him on YouTube and I'm actually selling him a book right now. So we'll both be sending him packages.
You're sending him a book? You're selling him a book?
He's buying one for me, yeah.
We'll have to see.
How did that happen?
Remember I posted it last week about my purge pile?
Oh, yeah.
He messaged me about one of the books he wanted. So I'm sending him one of the. He's a really good guy. Cool YouTube channel. Give him a check out. Give him a subscribe.
BJ Kicks is cool with that. Or down with that. Sorry.
Cool. Sounds good, man. Yeah. Thank you.
This is funny. This is also funny.
This is a good one, but that play on words was really. I like how he used his Super Squad D title against him, so I have to go with that one. So don't worry, everybody. Tyler will read all these. I'm gonna call him right after this and let him know.
And actually, I don't have to walk the dog, but it is getting late, and we've been on for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I'm ready to kick back and watch some more BTAS before I go to bed. So.
Okay, the chat has been great tonight, and we really appreciate. Omar had a 4-hour stream.
He was giving stuff away.
It was nutty. I watched the whole thing today, man.
Oh yeah?
Did you guys see it? Did you? Man, are you guys in on the whole Elf joke that they got going on in there with like the Elf omnibus?
Yeah.
Jess loves that joke.
I do not love that joke. I hate that joke.
You know what I send him as a gift? I got freaking Elf Pogs from The Simpsons off of eBay. Dude, I thought of that idea like 6 months ago, and I'm like, I wonder if somebody's made those. And like a Google search, and it right away, they're the actual ones from the show. It was awesome. So cool. You get the joke, right? You know the reference, obviously.
I do, but Taylor never watched The Simpsons, but I totally do.
And come on, dude, I got a Simpsons tattoo. I got tattoos everything.
My parents didn't let me watch it as a kid. They thought I was cool.
Now. What are you doing?
I know. I just never really got that bug because I didn't watch it as a kid.
Yeah.
Well, I don't get it. Seasons 2 through 7 are the best. Seasons 2 through 5, you could stop at 5 or 6.
There's just so much to watch. It's hard to get to watching everything.
No, but it's right.
Jess.
You just cut it off after.
Yeah, seriously, Jess. Everyone who shouldn't hound me about things that need to be watched, it's you.
So, okay. Where can they find you? We're going to finish this off now. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thank you to Dying Breed Collectors for being our sponsor. Appreciate everybody who watches afterwards. And please hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe and leave a comment. And here's BJ Kicks. Bible Belt problems. Oh, Pokemon and Harry Potter too.
Pokemon. Okay. Why that one? That one I haven't heard. I'd be interested. We'll talk on Instagram. You're going to message me. I'll find out there. There we go.
So Minister, where can they find you?
They can find me at Minister of Comics on Instagram, where I post hauls, reviews, and a bunch of other stuff as well. So check me out at Minister of Comics on Instagram.
And Dying Breed Collectors, you have a couple places where people can find you.
Yeah, so we've got the Instagram, Dying Breed Collectors, with some underscores in between the words. We have the website, of course, for collected editions, discounted and out of print, dyingbreedcollectors.com. And then we've got the YouTube channel now. So I'm doing update videos on the new stock. And then I'm also doing a segment on Fridays called Featured Item Friday, where I take an item out of my personal collection and tell the story behind it. So, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that. So that one's, they're short videos. I try to keep them like around 10 minutes or less. So, yeah, follow anywhere. And thank you guys for having me. This was so much fun.
This was fun. I'm glad you're here. This was a lot of fun, and I think the chat really dug you too. So it's great.
I told you I knew a lot about Batman. You didn't think I knew enough about Batman to hang. We put 2.5 hours up, dog. And we ain't even done. We didn't even talk about Long Halloween.
I'm happy to be proven wrong on that one.
Absolutely.
This was great. And you can find me also on Instagram, omnidogs_vault. And we really appreciate everybody watching. Thank you so much to everyone out there who watches. Peace and love. Peace and love. I know what I'll do. I'm going to play the song again as we go out.
There won't be any problems with this.
Oh, whoops. I forgot to share it. Of course, there is a problem. God bless America.
It wouldn't be our theme song without there being a technical problem.
No, there's always, share screen or video file. Share screen. Share tab auto. Share.
Once again, a great ending, guys.
What's that?
So once again, we have a great ending to our show. Like
I know,
our show,
it's awesome.
Our stream with Tyler the other day had a great ending too. Baturdays, Baturdays, Baturdays. I'm the dog in the Minister of Comics. Talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat with a name like that. You think they talk more about the bat? Baturdays, Baturdays, Baturdays.